rookie. It's the cash. The Ducks have a 2-0 lead.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
They're down at 12. Rogers, time runs out. Ball is out. It's picked up by the Texans and Sheldon Rankins. And he is in for a touchdown.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Trading the puck with McDavid. McDavid in front. Saros looks. The Rams on the rebound. We are tied. Zach Hyman goals in back-to-back games. His 15th. It's 1-1.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 584, Thursday, January 15th. Man, half the month of the New Year's over already. And boy, was it howling this morning. And it'll continue to howl wind-wise in the City of Champions. Gusts like 70, 80K. Man, hold on to your hats for sure. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial, on your morning drive into work, or wherever you're heading out on a Wednesday morning. So glad that you could spend some time with us here on Sports 1440. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like, a subscription. We would very much appreciate that. We're also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitch. And as always, we are streaming on the many services that are out there on iHeart, the TuneIn app, even sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of any show, you can catch us on. Please subscribe. It's free. You'll never miss a second of the show if you select the old auto download. Yeah, man, it's just, wind was just whipping up a frenzy this morning, and we'll continue through the morning and into the afternoon. And then tonight, she's game night for the Edmonton Oilers as they are home to the New York Islanders, a team that is really having a pretty fine season. And I think a lot of Oiler fans are looking forward to see in person one of the best young players in the NHL in Matthew Schaefer. This is a guy that will challenge for the Calder Trophy. He is quite easily, you could say, the best young defenseman in the league. I mean, when you were that close to making the Canadian Olympic team, you got to be in the conversation of being the best young defenseman for sure, but he was putting himself in the conversation with the best defenseman Canada has to offer for potential play at the Milan Olympics. So to see where he has come this year after having a few injuries, had the loss of his mom, this is a guy that, I mean, again, with 30 points from the back end, with, I would say, less than limited time, on the power play. He's not on the first unit power play, has been there at times, but, the Islanders deploy him a little differently. But, man, it's going to be exciting to watch this guy in person just to see exactly what he can do. Islanders, they come into this game with 25 wins. They're in the playoff picture. They got 16 losses and 5 ties. The Oilers, after that overtime loss the other night in LA, come in at 23-16 and 8. When you look at the Islanders, one thing that really catches your eye is their power play. And you look at how successful the Oilers' power play is at almost 34% this year. Well, the Islanders are just over 15%. And when you think about that, I mean, that is, you're running out of power play with some decent guys, some decent players in Barzal and Horvat. But for some reason, it hasn't translated into success on the power play. People are wondering why, but they split up their units. They split them up. They have the big captain on the second unit. So we'll see what happens tonight in that sense. The PK are about the same at about 80-81% for both teams. Remember, the Oilers went into New York. There was a 4-2 Islander win early on in the season when they went on one of their road trips. Bo Horvat had 3 goals for the Islanders. We'll see what happens in goal tonight. Tristan Jarry, obviously he's played the Islanders so many times. being out east. He's got a pretty good record. It's actually, I think, Tristan Jarry's best record against an Eastern opponent in his career. He's 12-5-1 against the Islanders with a 2.53 goals against average and a 918 save percentage. What can you say about Connor McDavid? He'll be looking to extend his point scoring streak to 21 games tonight. He's got 19 goals, 27 assists in the 20-game point scoring streak. Absolutely incredible, amazing. He is on a roll that we have not seen for a long time in the NHL by any player. Leon Draisaitl's 1 assist shy of 600. He's 95th in career points after his three-point effort the other night with 1,023. Hey, our text line is open, 833-401-1440. Did I say it was Wednesday? Scott just texted in, hey, it says Thursday. It's Thursday, KK. I thought I said Thursday, January 15th. Maybe I'm wrong, Scott. Appreciate it if I had the day wrong. That happens sometimes with me. I don't know what it is, but it is Thursday, January the 15th. In the NHL last night, Buffalo Sabres continued to roll, beat Philadelphia 5-2. So the Sabres right now with 14 wins in their last 16 games. After being basically in last place in the Eastern Conference, a month ago, a little bit more. The Sabres now with 54 points. They are tied with Boston with 2 games in hand for the wild card spots with 54 points. But Buffalo is just 5 points back of the Montreal Canadiens with a couple of games in hand. They're 8-2. If you look at the Atlantic Division, man, every team in the Atlantic Division is humming in the last 10 games or so. I mean, the worst team in the Atlantic is 4-6, and that's Ottawa, and they're on a 2-game winning streak. But we know Tampa Bay. We know Detroit is playing well. Buffalo's 8-2. The Leafs are 7-1-2. Those guys in the Atlantic are going hard. Also last night, speaking of Ottawa, so Ottawa goes into the MSG last night, beats the New York Rangers 8-4. When we'll talk about this with Frank Saravalli a bit later at 8:20, the New York Rangers are the biggest team that's in disarray right now in the Eastern Conference. The biggest team in disarray out here, I think people would say it's Vancouver. But when you think about it, Ottawa was on a back-to-back. They go into New York. They played at home Tuesday night. Pardon me, it wasn't a back-to-back. They played at home Tuesday night. Then they landed in New York later. They roll out the backup goaltender, Marilainen, basically for the second time. And it is a back-to-back, Tuesday and Wednesday. So they roll out their backup for the second time in 24 hours. Linus Ullmark's still away from the team. But Levi Marilainen plays back-to-back. And they go into New York and absolutely thump the Boston Bruins. And think about this. This was on the weekend, they lost 10-2 to Boston. So you lose 10-2. You lose 8-4 on home ice. Their record on home ice is 5-13-4. That's how bad it is. You saw the GM change in Buffalo with Kevin Adams. Last night in New York, they're firing the chants of Fire Drury. Fire Drury are coming out. And this has been going on for a long time. So I don't know what the New York Rangers are going to do here, but they're in last place in the East. They are sinking. You think about all the guys that got out of there, and especially to Duke's Ducks, like Trouba, like Kreider. They got to be just going, man, that was unreal that we got out of here, because they'd be going down with the sinking ship there as well. The late game, I watched a little bit of the late game. I'm not sure if some of our listeners did send us a note at 833-401-1440, but Vegas beats LA 3-2. So that's really not the greatest of news for the Oilers when you have those Pacific Division games with 3-pointers. 3-2, Mark Stone scored a half a minute into overtime. Also last night, Seattle and New Jersey, the Devils get back on track with a 3-2 win. Tonight, so the Vegas Golden Knights will go back-to-back, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are in the desert. It's the amount of media coverage that this has received is unreal. And we know it's the Toronto media. But you could swear that this is the biggest game that a player has played against his ex-team since Wayne Gretzky came here in 1989 with the LA Kings. And of course, we're talking about Mitch Marner and the Leafs going into Vegas. I could see a lot of it if Marner was going back to Toronto and playing. But man, the stink that everyone is making about this, it is unreal. Text 833-401-1440. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Thursday morning. Good morning, Duke.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well.
Really? You came in here and Duke walks in relatively the same time. It was like you were floating on air. It was like something had happened to you in the course of the last time that I saw you, 20 hours ago, that you were just floating on air here coming into the studio.
Wow, geez, it's an interesting observation. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint what that would be. Nothing remarkable has crossed my path in the last 21 odd hours or so. No, I can't think of anything. Very relaxing night. Didn't really do much of anything at all at home. Watched a little bit of hockey, watched a little bit of TV mixed in too. Heard the wind howling out the window, and that was pretty much. I'll tell you what, Kev, getting in the mall this morning, could barely get the exterior doors to the mall open, and then as I swing it open to try and slide myself in the gap, almost pinched my arm right off, pinning it between the frame and the door. So that's about the most exciting thing that's happened to me since you departed the studios yesterday afternoon.
Brian Degerly just texted in. It's so windy that it pushed me from the gym door to IHOP. It's not a bad line,
wow.
Not a bad line. And then he said his toupee jumped into his pocket voluntarily. It's not bad. I think a lot of people, and Duke, you watch a lot of hockey, but I'll be going down to the rink tonight, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Matthew Schaefer in person.
For sure, as you should be. Yeah,
So,
getting the chance to see him as a 17-year-old play at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup not this most recent August, but the one previous, going into his draft-eligible year of junior hockey. It was pretty exceptional even at that time, right? Like, there's just things that stand out to you when playing against your peers or players that are the same age as you. And it was a pretty noticeable gap at that time. And so, everyone expected him to be the number one pick that year. It wasn't any revelation for me watching him play 2 games against, I think it was Sweden and the Czechs. I can't remember exactly what even ones I went to, but just stood out so much, and the success he's having at the NHL level. You could have been the biggest supporter of Matt Schaefer that existed in the draft process and going into it. Even those individuals, I don't think, could have predicted this level of competency and success at the NHL level in this, just his rookie season, playing on an Islanders team that, speak for myself, really expected to be toiling at the bottom of the standings throughout the season.
I didn't have him in a playoff spot.
No, definitely not.
I don't think many people did, but they're right there. And a big reason of that is because of Matthew Schaefer. And they've got some good leaders there. Barzell's coming around, and Bo Horvat, is going to be on the Olympic team. So, they've got some pieces to the puzzle. And when you look at their back end, it's very consistent and it's big.
Oh, for sure.
Schaefer.
Well, we're only a couple years removed from when the Islanders were, going to back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals, losing to the Lightning twice. And we were talking about the pairing of like Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock as, potential cornerstones for a future Canadian Olympic team. And
split them up now.
Yeah, exactly. They play a little bit differently now. They move on from Noah Dobson, who had a couple good years there, was almost an Islanders version of what the Oilers were dealing with here in Evan Bouchard in terms of some inconsistencies and the offensive upside. He now is plying his trade in Montreal to pretty good success as well. But yeah, the way that this Islanders group has done it is pretty remarkable because the expectations were not very high, but rock solid on the back end. The goaltending has been exceptional, among the very best in the league this year between Sorokin and Dave Riddick. So you have to think that might be a factor in tonight's game against the Oilers.
Also, last night on the junior front, the Oil Kings, maybe a bit of they went down to Saskatoon and Prince Albert and beat those teams on the weekend. Medicine Hats here last night. I'm not saying it was a letdown because Medicine Hats got a decent squad too, but Medicine Hat beats them 3-2 in a shootout. Dylan Dean left the game, was stretchered out, but he's okay. He took a hit to the head but he was taken off. The Oil Kings sent out a message later that he was awake, he was alert, being attended to by the medical staff. So all good with Dylan Dean there. But also Max Curran left about halfway through the game with maybe a wrist or an arm injury. So we'll keep tabs on that. We're going to have Ethan McKenzie on, the World Junior player from the Oil Kings that played defense for Team Canada. And again, this is an undrafted player. He's going to be with us today with Laddie Schmid coming up later in the show. But coming up right off the bat, we've got Stefan Rosner from the Hockey News, covers the New York Islanders. So we'll get his thoughts on what Matthew Schaefer has done this year and the rest of the Islanders moving forward. Our double barrel shotgun hockey insiders, Mark Spector, Frank Saravalli at 8 o'clock and 8:20 respectively. At 9 o'clock, we'll talk some hoops with Paul Sir. Ladislav Schmid will be with us. Hey, he was on the ice last night with some presentations that they had for Curran and for Ethan McKenzie. So Laddie will be with us around 9:30. And again, Ethan McKenzie, the World Junior player, will be with us at 10 o'clock. We'll go in or out with Laddie. Always a lot of fun with that. When we come back, Stefan Rosner from the Hockey News covers the New York Islanders. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio, and we are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers, and that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
The new double cheesy melt at McDonald's. We're talking 2 juicy, mouth-watering 100% Canadian beef patties, 2 slices of cheesy goodness, with even more melty, cheesy sauce on top. Topped with pickles, then crispy and grilled onions. The way it all comes together, you don't just eat it, you melt into it. The double cheesy melt, only at McDonald's. For a limited time only, at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Mr. Rooter goes skiing.
Sick gear, Mr. Rooter. Are you ready to hit the slopes?
Not yet. I need to report a possible crime.
Oh no, what's happening?
I saw a bunch of hooligans discussing shredding the half pipe. As a plumber, I've taken the Hippocratic oath to do no harm and act in the best interests of all pipes, whether PVC, copper, or otherwise.
It's made of snow, Mr. Rooter.
Snow? Things are worse than I had feared.
There's no better plumber than Mr. Rooter.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Start your day with a blast of sports. Kevin Karius, along with Brandon Douglas, brings the fire, the fun, and the fearless takes. Weekdays, 7 to 11. Text Kevin, 883-401-1440. Mornings with Sports 1440.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and even though it's a few months past Thanksgiving, I want to give thanks right now. This is the time of year when so many people go to the new RV show and buy their new RVs.
All the new RV stores are bragging about the latest makes and models.
That's right, Bob. Those beautiful state-of-the-art RVs are brand new right up until the time they leave the showroom. Then they're used. Just like every quality used RV on our lot, somebody pays full price at the RV show or at the new RV store, and in a matter of seconds, it's worth tens of thousands of dollars less just because they picked it up.
Where does all that money go, Rick?
It stays in our customers' pockets, Bob, because we sell those same RVs just a few years later. If it wasn't for new RV buyers, we'd be out of business. That's why we give thanks every year. You make it all possible.
And that's no bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 720 in Edmonton. Hold on to your hats out there this morning. Winds gusting up to like 50 mile an hour out there this morning. Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where clear out on the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas remains on the docket. The Sahara package is our best seller. We've got a great selection to pick from, to choose from, starting at $59,900, expecting them to sell very fast at that price. So check them out at stalbertdodge.com as we welcome back Stefan Rosner from the Hockey News on Long Island, covers the Islanders. Good morning, Stefan. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 once again. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to this game tonight where the Islanders come in here and having a good season so far. For me personally, I can't wait to see Matthew Schaefer play in person. So I'm sure you get asked this all the time in the sense of how Schaefer's performed this year as such a young player. How impressed have you been with him so far this year, Stefan?
Yeah, it's been really impressive. I mean, I've never covered number one overall pick. I'm not sure what they're supposed to look like. I don't think they're supposed to look like this. I mean, again, you have to remember he's 18 years old, barely. Back in early September, he turned 18. You look at the Quinn Hughes, the Cale Makars, the Victor Hedmans even. Took them maybe 2 to 3 years to really establish themselves as those top tier NHL defensemen. Obviously, Hedman's a different kind of player, but what Schaefer's done, I mean, I just wrote a story this morning, actually, looking back to the last game when they played Edmonton, the 4-2 win for the Islanders. That was actually their first win of the year. He was on the third pairing, playing under 20 minutes a game. I think he played against McDavid for 1.5 minutes, Draisaitl maybe 2 minutes. Things have changed since then. He is the number one defenseman for this Islanders team. He's averaging around 23 minutes per game. And he's taking on the best the other teams have to offer. So I'm really intrigued to see how much the matchups are tonight in terms of him on the ice with McDavid and Draisaitl, and how much, the Edmonton Oilers are trying to stay away from having those two stars out there against Schaefer. But the problem is he plays so much and so often that it's hard to not put him on the ice against the top players because he's going to find his way out there.
What's impressed you the most, Stefan? Is it his skating? Is it his awareness on the ice, ability to see players, his vision? Maybe it's all of the above, I guess.
Yeah, I think everything you said is true. I think the biggest thing, though, is nothing gets to him. I mean, he gets abused a lot during games. I mean, that's how you have to slow these top players down, hits, slashes. He gets right back up and continues on with his play. I mean, for 18 years old in a New York market, not everybody can handle this. You see it a lot in baseball at the Yankees where pitchers come and just, they're terrible, but they were good somewhere else. And people can't handle the mental toll. And now it's not, the Islanders aren't the spotlight of New York City, obviously, of the Rangers here, but everything he's done even he makes mistakes. He's a young guy, probably makes mistakes on and off the ice, but his ability to learn on the fly and just shake things off. Like I said, he gets hit, he gets knocked down, he gets slashed, he blocks a shot. People fight him or try to hit him late. He doesn't look at it as I got to get back at that player. Shakes it off. And I think that's the coolest thing is that when you're 18 and you're playing like this, these are the superstars in the league. They don't let those things bother them, and it fuels them to play better. They don't always, Schaefer hasn't really attacked anyone that's attacked him. He goes and scores a goal and points at the scoreboard. Essentially, that's how he goes about his business. So true professional at 18. That's been the most impressive thing.
It's crazy. How has he embraced, Long Island, and how have Long Islanders embraced him?
Yeah, I think it starts at the NHL draft. The Islanders had a watch party at UBS Arena, but he gets the jersey. It's got the ribbon for his late mom on there who passed away from breast cancer. And I think the little things the Islanders did right then and there. And then when he signed his entry-level deal, he had kids come who had lost parents who got to talk to. He threw out a first pitch at the Met game and had former Met Brandon Nimmo give him a pink breast cancer awareness bat. I think all the little things the Islanders did from the get-go allowed him to feel like he was loved. And then the fan base to hear their reactions at the draft floor and to always go up to him at open practices during development camp or training camp. There's a special bond there between Schaefer and the fan base right off the bat. And he said all the right things. He loves Long Island. He loves playing for this organization. But I really feel there's a real special connection, especially with the younger fans. I think for the Islanders for a long time with Lou being here, there wasn't a lot of access to players. There weren't a lot of player interviews on podcasts or social media things. But now with Matthew Darch here, fans are getting to see Matthew Schaefer, the raw Matthew Schaefer, whether it's fun stuff in the locker room or the noble that he's just joined the brand with, the little things that Schaefer is doing, that you feel that personal connection with him that I think Islander fans have been longing for at their stars. And there's no better person to have it with than Matthew Schaefer. Yeah.
Stefan Rosner with us on Sports 1440. When he went to that event, to support other kids that had lost, a mom or a dad, that was absolutely amazing. How, because he could have gone, there was something else he could have gone to, right, Stefan? There was another. Yeah,
he had his, at the combine, he told us he skipped his high school graduation to go talk to the grief center in Buffalo. I mean, again, this, you look at number one picks and you're like, okay, you want to get a great player. I mean, the Islanders got a fantastic human, a guy that's going to be the captain for this team at some point. It's a slam dunk move, and just special. Again, 18 years old, for him to know that that's more important probably in that moment than a high school graduation, where probably most people are going to their high school graduation. Let's be real. So, and that's just one thing Schaefer's done on a laundry list of things that probably never gets talked about.
Is he seeing more time on special teams, obviously because of the way he's playing, but at the start of the year it was very limited? Is it more and more? What are we looking at here?
Yeah, Tony DeAngelo was the number one power play quarterback for a second, and then they realized that Schaefer could do it. No knock on DeAngelo. Schaefer's just an elite player at the point. Obviously, the Islanders' power play has been a struggle this year, but he looks like a fit there. And then since Alexander Romanov went down and some other defensemen have been in and out of the lineups at times, he's played a bigger role on the PK. Now, I think the Islanders are trying to avoid him on the PK as much as possible, given how much now he's playing as a top pairing with Pulock at 5-on-5 and the amount of power play minutes he's getting. But yeah, if they need a big kill, it's not a shock that Schaefer's been out there. And he's handled the minutes quite well. We've kind of waited to see if he'd hit a wall. Maybe he's had some streaks of games where he hasn't had the points, but his wall isn't a bottom tier defenseman. His wall is still a top 6, top 7 defenseman in this league. So it's been impressive. He's handled the minutes quite well.
And how's that afforded Patrick Waugh to maybe have a little more balance and separate guys like Pulock and Pelech and have that ability to maybe spread it out and have that balance?
It's been massive. I mean, Pelech and Pulock are having resurgent seasons. They're both healthy, which is the key part. However, moving Pelech away from Pulock has allowed Pelech to play with DeAngelo, who DeAngelo is more offensive base, needs that kind of shutdown D-man for that to be a stable pairing. And he's looked so much better with Pelech. And Ryan Pulock, who maybe had been known as an offensive defenseman, never really became that guy, more of a defensive guy, has really allowed Schaefer to just absolutely blossom. Then you have your third pairing, whether it's a Boquist, fill-in, who they've had since Romanov's gone down, or Mayfield. You have 3 pairs that you could run. Obviously, your top pair is going to play bigger minutes. But yeah, he's transcended this team on both sides of the puck as well. I mean, Patrick Waugh wanted to play a transition-based offense for a while. Lou didn't really want to play that kind of game. It's ironic. Patrick Waugh, the goalie, wanted to win the 5-4 games. Lou wanted to win the 1-0 games. Now having Matthew Darch here and understanding the NHL, today's NHL, you got to play with speed, energy, have some fun with it as well. And that's how the Islanders have played. And Schaefer being his ability to skate, transition, his IQ and stretch passes, getting up on the rush. I've never seen a defenseman get below the opposing dots as often as I've seen Schaefer. And also on the flip side, see a guy get back into his D zone before anybody else. I mean, that's what happens when you have raw speed.
No, cool. Very, very cool. Stefan Rosner from Hockey News, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Up front, would you say this is as much of a balanced lineup up front as you've seen since you've covered this team, Stefan?
Yeah, I think that was the thought going in. They acquired Drouin. They're getting Duclair back. They get Maxim Shabanov from overseas. Another year for Siplikov. You have Barzal maybe going back to center. But the problem with it's the deep on paper. The problem is the depth players they got that were supposed to help with the scoring haven't been. Duclair had a big game the other night where he scored 3 goals, and maybe he's been a little better. But Drouin's really struggled in his first year on the island. Maxim Shabanov has shown signs that he has that offensive potential, but hasn't been able to score. So I think, the Islanders have scored, I think, 4 more goals in 4 of their last 5 games after offense has been a struggle. Unfortunately, last game against Winnipeg, their defense and PK had a rough night, and Sorokin too. So, yeah, I think you expected more offensive depth in terms of scoring. I think balance-wise, in terms of the ability to run 4 lines, is definitely there, and there's more threats than they've ever had. The problem is execution. It's always been the biggest issue for this offense. So I would say it's the deepest team I've covered, but I think there's still another level for this current group to get to if some of the other guys, add secondary and tertiary scoring.
Brock Nelson was such a big part of this team for a long time, and then the trade to Colorado. But what can you tell us about how Callum Ritchie's played? They also got a number 1 pick here. It's going to be probably the last pick in the first round. But what would you say how Callum Ritchie has played so far this year?
Yeah, I think he's finding his game. I think you could tell that he's got these incredible offensive instincts. He's a playmaker, but he's got a wicked release, and his transition game is, I think, underrated with his hand-eye coordination, whether it's pucks in his feet that he kicks to his skate. He's got that, and he also is really strong with his stick defensively. So I'm not going to say he's been amazing. I think he's going through the learning process of being an NHLer after he played 7 games with Colorado last year, went back to juniors, really learned a lot about the defensive side of the puck. But right now he's back to being the second line center. He made his debut as a second line center. He then was back on the 4th line, then on the 3rd line. But now he's getting trusted with those second line minutes. And I think that's where he's ultimately going to be. I think he's a second line center in this league. And I think if the Islanders could have him as a second line center, it allows him to do a lot of things, whether it's keep Pajot an extension or move Barzal back to Horvat's wing when Horvat comes back. He's been out injured. But I've loved the development of Richie. I think there's still another level for him. But from a guy that's barely played NHL games going back to juniors, I think you have to be happy where his development's at.
Yeah. How would you say his play's been defensively this year, Stefan?
Yeah, I think it's been really strong. That was the biggest thing he said he had to learn going back to juniors after facing it at the NHL level. That's the biggest thing. I think his stick placement has been fantastic. He's got to work on his faceoffs. He works a lot with Jean-Gabriel Pajot on that. I think it's at 38%, but he's learning. He's got to learn the nuances of the other guys that he's going against as well. But I think overall in the defensive zone, maybe the last couple of games, his line's been pinned a little bit, but I think he's learning. I think he's in the right spots. Maybe the reads are a little second too slow, but that's all part of development. So I think if you're the Islanders, the only reason Waugh has him as a second line center is that he trusts him. And that's a huge thing with a young player. There's been times when the Islanders, going back to Bellows or Walsh, some other guys where they didn't earn that trust, but they didn't really get the benefit of the doubt to gain that trust. And I think Richie's gotten that opportunity here with the Islanders. So yeah, I think you have to be happy with what you've seen defensively. And again, turning defense to offense has been his biggest thing.
Yeah, you mentioned the faceoffs. I guess you could work with Bo Horvat too.
There's a lot of guys there. Cizikas is pretty good there as well. I mean, even Druin, to be honest, Druin's taken a lot of faceoffs when he's been playing with guys that are on their offense, and he's won them as well.
Could you see like Richie, like he's 10 years younger than a Bo Horvat? Could he turn into a Bo Horvat here, who's very good defensively and really good offensively?
Yeah, I think he could 100% be a two-way centerman. I don't know if he'll ever get to where Horvat is in the faceoff dot, and Horvat, I don't want to take anything away from Horvat at all. But yeah, Richie, I don't know if he has a shot either, but I think a formidable two-way, 200-foot centerman is exactly what the Islanders kind of need. I mean, they're going to have Horvat for a little while longer. I mentioned Pajot, what you do with him. Richie becoming that 200-foot guy, again, allows the Islanders to maybe move a Pajot if they want, or a Cizikas or something, knowing they have that kind of guy that they can absolutely trust. So yeah, I think it's another, I mean, you look at Pajot, I think he's a more offensive Pajot. He's got the wheels like Horvat too, so I think that's a pretty good comparison.
How pumped was Horvat to make the Olympic team?
Oh, I mean, he was hyped. He talked to all the Islander teammates. I mean, this is a guy that's never had that chance at the level. And this year he was off to a tremendous start. This is his second injury. He's missed the last 5 games. We'll see. I don't think he's on the trip yet. We'll see if they have morning skate, but I don't think he's on the trip yet. But he's hyped. I mean, when he got hurt too, he was so nervous he was going to have to miss. But this is a guy that, he's a leader. Obviously, he was the captain in Vancouver, and he's a leader on the Islanders. But he is a phenomenal hockey player. I mean, when you look at Team Canada and what they need and what any national team needs, is a guy that could do everything. If you have so many players that could do multiple roles, that makes you more of a player, which is why he was selected. He could score at 5-on-5. He could defend at 5-on-5. He could play big minutes on the PK. He could fill in. I mean, I don't know if there's many players better in the bumper spot on the power play with how he could get that shot off. So when you look at Canada and how much talent they do have and some guys that were left off, Horvat does it all. And especially playing more of a bottom 6, 4th line center role, that makes him even more impressive of a player because he can bring that offense while bringing that phenomenal D play.
Yeah. Stefan Rosner from the Hockey News, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Since you've been covering this team, Stefan, is this the best goaltending duo that you've seen in Ilya Sorokin and David Rittich, the way they've been playing this year?
Yeah, I think statistically you have to say that. I mean, Sorokin and Varlamov have been pretty good in the past, but Sorokin has refound that form from his Vezina caliber year that he lost to Omar a couple of years ago. And David Rittich, who he struggled mightily last year on an LA Kings team that was elite with Kemper being a Vezina guy. And he's been the most impressive, to be honest. We always, everyone knocks Sorokin, he had the back surgery and then he wasn't the same, but in your head, you knew that he had this in him. You knew that he could get back to this form. You don't accidentally become a Vezina kind of guy, right? And I think the Islanders' defensive front has played a little bit of a part in that. It's been better, but David Rittich has been so consistently good for this team. When you have a backup that not only helps you win games, but can steal you games, that's impressive. Look at the Jennings and goals against. I think the Islanders are probably 3rd now in the Jennings, or 2nd behind. I think Colorado's up there. But yeah, you got to look at this tandem and be really, really impressed. Last time the Islanders team won a Jennings Trophy was Robin Lehner and Thomas Greiss, two guys that you would never really expect to be that kind of Jennings winner. But yeah, Sorokin's been dominant. He's probably your Vezina favorite. And David Riddick's probably one of the best backups in hockey, probably behind Minnesota Wild's backup in Wallstead.
Do you have an inkling who's going to go tonight against the Oilers?
I would think Riddick. It's just a hunch. I think Sorokin, that was the first time he's allowed 5 goals all year. You could run him right back to him, but they still have a couple more games on this road trip. I would give Riddick the look.
Yeah. How, I don't know what the word is here. I guess you could use a million of them probably. Happy, glad, ecstatic. Our New York Islander fans with what's going on in New York with the Rangers right now.
Yeah, I think they were all having a good time last night and maybe 2 nights ago. I think what's impressive, not impressive, but what shocks fans the most for the Islanders is that Schaefer there's a big possibility that Schaefer would have been a Ranger. Had the Islanders lost to the Rangers once last year, statistically, the ball would have been the Rangers to get the first overall pick. So I think that's more of salt in the wound watching the Rangers struggle as much as they have to know that had they just lost once the Islanders last year, Schaefer's a Ranger. So I think that at the end of the day is what helps Islander fans sleep a lot at night. Again, Islander fans could also enjoy it because the Islanders have played well enough to be second in the Metro. They have Matthew Schaefer. They have Patrick Waugh. Matthew Darch has opened up and been a really transparent GM, has allowed fans to get more of a look into the team like I talked about before. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons for Islanders to be happy. Seeing the Rangers struggle the way they have is certainly up there.
How much do Islander fans, I mean, this would be the generation way back in the past to still talk about, and the Islanders and Oilers rivalries in the early 80s was as good as it gets. Do they still talk about that? It still get addressed every time these two teams play?
Not too much, on at least what I'm hearing on my end. Certainly when I talk to my dad, who grew up during the Dynasty days, he remembers it quite well. But yeah, it's always intriguing to look at the history. I mean, for the Islanders, I think a lot of fans always look back to history because that's kind of all they have, right? It's been a really long time. So that's, I mean, I think if the Islanders had won 5 or 6, 7 Stanley Cups since the Dynasty days, we don't talk about those Dynasty years as much and those dominant Oiler teams. But yeah, I think if you talk to the older fans that got to watch that, this is probably a game that they circle on their calendar every year when they play Edmonton, just because it meant so much to them when they were kids and the matchups.
Hey, Stefan, as always, thanks for your time this morning. Really appreciate it and looking forward to this game tonight. Take care. We'll talk soon.
Thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Stefan Rosner from the Hockey News covers the New York Islanders, and that's the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where once again the Wrangler Saharas, the clear out continues. All under $60,000, $59,900 in fact. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. Man, there's a guy, Duke, that he talks about Matthew Schaefer like that he's been in the league for like 10 years, not 10 minutes. How's that sound? And the glory. And then how about sticking it to the Rangers? If the bingo balls would have been on the other way, the Rangers would have. Oh,
crazy.
Man, oh man! Like this is something. And I mean, you can just see a guy that's a half a year in the league, and here's a guy that's covered the team for a while, and that's as exciting as he's ever been talking about a player, I would say, that we've seen in a long, long time. Islanders and Oilers tonight. Again, special teams are likely going to come into play here with the Oilers power play operating at just under 34%. The Islanders power play for some reason at 15-2. And he touched on a little bit about how Schaefer's come in on the power play for D'Angelo. They still need to get some work done there for sure. Text 833-401-1440. Bruce in the Park says, good morning, KK. If you were Knobloch, wouldn't you be telling Frederick to watch Kapanen and tell him that's what we expect from him with an edge? Well, I'm betting Bruce that Chris Knobloch has said that. And I would think that Frederick has seen it as well and realizes, what it takes to be playing alongside a guy like Leon Draisaitl. And Frederick had opportunities. He started the year with 97 and 29. It didn't work out. But when you see the things that Kapanen has done here since returning to the lineup, it's been amazing. He's been in on the forecheck. He hits hard. He separates. That's the most important part of playing with Leon Draisaitl or Connor McDavid. You have to be able to separate a defender, an opponent, from the puck, and then get the puck to Leon, and then move to open ice. How many times have we seen goals so far this year where Put Colson will go in on the forecheck. Knock a body around. Separate. Kapanen grabs the puck. Sets up Leon Draisaitl just the other night on that one-timer cross-seamer. And vice versa, because it's been Kapanen doing the hitting. Then put Colson grabs the puck. Get it to Leon. So, yes, 100%, Bruce. There's no question that that's been discussed. But Frederic has to find out himself, and he's coming on here. His last 2 games have been good. He's been building, and he's got to continue. Like, there can't be any, like, it can't be 2 steps forward with Frederic and a step back. He's got to continue and keep banging and just keep pounding. And then the scoring opportunities are going to come. More minutes are going to come. But it's got, because he's been, from where he was at the start of the year, you couldn't have been in a better place. You couldn't have been on a higher a place for Frederic. Signing the contract. You know, I had a great chat with him at camp, and he was so excited for this year. And then everything, if he would just say he was at 100%, basically went down to 0 as far as everything goes. Production, confidence. Now you got to start building that back up. And it takes time. But we know he's going to be around here for a bit. Just keep building and building. Don't take a step back. Like, there should be, for right now, when you're looking at baby steps and things like that, maybe something like this should be in Frederic's mindset. There's no possible way that I'm ever going to be a healthy scratch again, ever. So never. So you got to go in and say that, and then you got to keep building. And whether it be all of a sudden, if you're still on the 4th line, do whatever you can with your 8 minutes, but try to get that extra minute. Now it's 9. Do whatever you can to get that another minute. Now it's 10. Make the coach not put you in a position where that's just something where you don't want to be, where you are back to where you were before. Do it the other way. Make the coach say, I got to play him. I got to play him. That's what has to happen with Frederic. When we come back, we'll get to more of your texts. 833-401-1440. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Happy New Year. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for everything in 2025. With your help and your support, we fed almost 500 families. We donated to various charities in the Edmonton area, and we're going to do it again in 2026. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Saturday nights were made for Oil Kings Hockey and Ice District. Family fun that's second to none, starting at just $20 a seat.
This Saturday, your Edmonton Oil Kings face the Tri-City Americans at Rogers Place for the first time in 2 seasons.
The Oil Kings will be wearing a specialty fan-designed jersey that'll be auctioned and raffled off with proceeds going to charity.
Plus, score Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less.
The Edmonton Oil Kings get a rare visit from the Tri-City Americans, Saturday at 7.
Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 at oilkings.ca.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI. Custom Floors, Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Exciting news from St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. They have a great selection and a bunch of colors to choose from. And if you've checked out the Sport, you know it comes in some fun colors. Rugged capability, practical off-road features, and you can get behind the wheel for as low as $49,900. That's right. Put yourself in a brand new Jeep Gladiator Sport for less than $50,000. What more can you ask for? Time to head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 746 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick, plus Mackenzie, our intern. And I heard you donkeys talking about Mackenzie's possible nicknames yesterday when I was driving home. And I heard all the bad comments about Mac the Knife. I heard it all. So it's still up for discussion.
It is still up for discussion. It's up for discussion.
It's week one, Duke.
Hey, I'm there with you.
I heard everyone.
My comment was not trying to force feed it. Like we can hear our suggestions, workshop some things, but
Calling
to just
me
try
names.
and I never called you a name.
MTR and Connor did.
That's right.
Connor said I was losing my touch on nicknames. We'll talk about it. We got lots of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was about the Sam the Record Man when Connor's like, yeah, I never really was into that.
Well, hey, the guy made a handle out of it for his.
Yeah, that's true. He did make his Twitter. He changed his on Twitter to fit that, I believe. And then when he was going around the mall during autograph day for the Oilers, Sam the Record Man here.
Sam the Record Man here.
Too good.
Mackenzie probably doesn't know that I dressed up as Sam for Halloween. Yeah. I don't know if we had a picture of that or not. Did somebody...
I wasn't here.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. I was.
Did we have Josh? You were.
I was enjoying one of my mini holidays.
Never took a picture. I guess not. Duke was on holidays again.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Text 833-401-1440. Man, I love this one, Duke. That iMac called you Alejandro Kirk. And you replied that he's your doppelganger.
Yeah, he's not the first person. And usually I've been accused of it in a derogatory fashion. We have a similar body type. I'll say this. I'll never play in the major leagues of baseball. So let's just get that first and foremost. But if I did, I don't think I would be in the 1 percentile of speed. Despite our similar body types, I mean,
you can motor. Yeah.
We have the same. We talked about this during the World Series or during the baseball season. Like, we're listed at the same height. He outweighs me by like 50 pounds.
Oh, it's all in his ass and thighs, though, Duke.
I don't know about that. I'm sure a lot of it's there. Yeah. I am sure a lot of it is there.
I've always thought, because catching is so hard. It's such a physical taxing thing.
It's brutal.
And, on your knees. And I think about, a guy like that's carrying a little extra, how he can possibly, every day keep doing it. And you think about all the guys, like I go back a ways, like.
Well, because traditionally that was like the big guy on the team was the catcher or the first baseman.
Brendan says, text in another Brendan. Kirk does not have a 32-inch waist like you, Duke.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well documented.
But I just think it's like, think of Pudge Rodriguez. Think of guys like that were behind the plate. Like, I was always thinking, the athletic catchers that when I go way back, that everyone started copying how they caught the ball. And Tony Pena, who played in Pittsburgh for years and years. And it was he was like a jack in the box back there. Mm-hmm. But these other guys, it's changed. Catching has changed so much with the framing. Framing takes over from
blocking and stuff like that.
Well, no, I'm talking about more how you receive the ball. Like when you're trying to frame a pitch, you're more concerned about that than maybe you are to put yourself in a position where you might have to block the ball. things
Yeah,
like
that's what
that.
I'm saying.
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, like I said, like you're
What?
talking about framing compared to a priority to blocking or something in the past.
Oh, I thought you said walking.
No, blocking.
Yeah. Laid back Lenny says Kevin Kirk does not play every day. That's why they call it load management. Ha ha.
Well, no catcher plays every day, essentially, with very few exceptions.
You know,
and for someone of Kirk's build, how often he plays is actually pretty impressive. Now, what does that mean long-term wise for his career? We'll wait and see.
like I'm just trying to find the exact, I got it right now. Because Sal Perez.
Big guy.
Okay. Sal Perez is 6'3", 255. Think about up and down. Like your legs are like tree trunks. There was a guy that caught for the Yankees years ago, Jim Leyritz. Do you remember him?
No.
Yeah, he was a good player. Good team guy. Like they said that he would drink 3 gallons of water after a game.
I'd believe it.
You know?
Well, like the most direct comparison that a lot of people like to draw, and I think it's a fair one, is to a goaltender in the NHL, and especially the modern NHL, where you are up and down so many times, right? And you hear stories like for me, one that stands out, and yeah, it's because I grew up a Ducks fan, like J.S. Shiger, and he had like a medical dehydration condition. He would lose 10 to 15 pounds over the course of a 60-minute hockey game that he was playing in, right?
Yeah.
It is a real drain on the body, and your knees, your hips, all these things, it takes its toll for sure.
Speaking of the Jays, I wouldn't be surprised if something comes out today regarding Kyle Tucker
and what he's going to do,
where he's going to go. The contract here, the differences in contracts that have been floating around are crazy. The Mets are offering way more money, AAV, less term. There was a report yesterday the Jays are offering him 10 years. That takes him to 39. I think he's a 29-year-old player. 10 years on a deal. I mean, what you'd be looking at there would be probably $40 million a season. Is it $400 million? It's crazy, the amount of money that this guy's going to get. And he's the number one guy. And then, Bregman already signed with the Cubs. The Jays can afford both Bichette and Tucker. They can. Would they do it?
I don't think they're going to.
Yeah. Bichette is either going, I think, to either Boston or Philly.
Phillies, by a lot of reports, seem to be having some serious traction on that front. And I've said it from the start. I wanted to see him back in a Jays uniform. The value of the bat, what he means to the franchise is kind of coming up as this tandem with Vladdy. I would have loved to see it, but the team is improving, right? Like it's impossible to say otherwise when you look at what they've done so far this offseason, even if they don't bring a guy like Bichette back. And if you can top that off with adding Kyle Tucker, it does complicate things about how you're going to deploy your personnel outfield-wise and positionally. But so many of your guys are utility guys, they'll probably figure it out. And adding a bat like Tucker, once again, it makes you better immediately.
And again, you look at where and how they fit him in. And I mean, Springer's going to be the DH. Barger, you would think, is going to be in right. I mean, that's another, you got Varsho in center. So that means, Tucker would be in left.
And what are you doing with Anthony Santander?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. What do you do with him? Should mention, too, that overnight, Adam Schefter reporting that John Harbaugh is going to sign with the New York Giants to be their next head coach. This is something that was discussed for, basically since he got turfed in Baltimore. Nothing final yet, but all indications are pointing towards that way. And can he finally turn things around with the Giants, Duke? Can he finally turn things around with the Giants?
If there's somebody that can do it, I mean, like a veteran, experienced, accomplished coach like Harbaugh does seem like the path to getting there, right? There's a lot of good pieces in place for New York. The D line, as bad as it was this year, should be good.
Yeah.
So can Harbaugh bring in the right people in place to help solidify that and get more out of the people they have? Offensively, looks like Jackson Dart couldn't be. I don't know if he's the guy, but he looks like he can be their guy. And the way he plays, it's a little erratic. They're going to have to figure that out to keep him on the field more regularly. Ditto with a guy like Cam Scadaboo, who is as exciting as anybody to start the season coming out of ASU. Malik Neighbors at the receiver spot, right? And I'll say this, Kev, we're kind of already in that season. It's NFL playoffs, college season about to wrap up. Lots of draft chatter already starting to float around since we've got the final positioning of at least the top half of the first round. A lot of mock drafts I see have them taking another wide receiver at their spot in the top 10.
Really?
Most likely Carnell Tate.
Wow.
Out of Ohio State. So if all of a sudden you've got that in place, this is a team that in the seemingly never-ending fluctuation of the NFC East, you and I talked about at the start of the season. They had a tough schedule, but they were competitive a lot of the way.
They were, yeah. And then again with the injuries, it's funny. As soon as Neighbors went down, it seemed like everyone.
Wrote him off, right?
Yeah. And then
for good reason.
And then when Scadaboo went down too,
then it was dead. And then Dart's going to miss time, and we all love Jameis Winston for many reasons, and he gives them a chance. Much more than Russell Wilson, for sure.
Oh, man. Coming up at the top of the hour, we will check in with Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet and Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey and Victory Plus TV. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, South Edmonton. It's your one-stop shop for all things welding. AWSwelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Just 4 games in the NHL last night. The Devils get past the Kraken 3-2 in overtime. Flyers fall to the Sabres 5-2. The Senators double up on the Rangers 8-4 with the loss. New York now last place in the Eastern Conference. And the nightcap, Golden Knights beating the Kings 3-2 in extra time. Mark Stone with the OT winner. Edmonton Oil Kings last night falling to the Tigers at home 3-2 in a shootout. They'll do it again tomorrow night down in the Hat. And lone game on the PWHL schedule had Boston beating Toronto 2-1. From the NFL off-field news, reporting Adam Schefter from ESPN that John Harbaugh expected to latch on as the next head coach of the New York Giants. Harbaugh coming off spending the past 18 seasons as coach of the Baltimore Ravens, winning the Super Bowl in 2012. 7 games across the association last night. The Raptors win in Indiana, 115-101. Brandon Ingram leading the way with 30 points. Elsewhere, Cleveland top Philly, 133-107. The Mavericks, they lose to Denver, 118-109, and Cooper Flagg leaving the game with an ankle sprain. And the nightcap, Clippers beating the Wizards, 119-105. Coming up in hour 2, the Kevin Karius Show. We'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector and Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Smart, connected, community-driven. Jason Greger sets the standard for sports talk in Edmonton. Join the conversation on Sports 1440. Text Greger. 833-401-1440. Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Greger at sports1440.ca to get started.
He's heading into the driveway. Temperatures dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't expect to compete and win with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Just after 8 o'clock in Edmonton, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, Mackenzie the intern with you on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch as we welcome in Mark Spector right now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. And Mike and the crew would like to thank you for all the support in 2025. And we'd like to have that support and hope we have it in 2026. And let's not forget about the huge savings that they have still left on the 2025s. Tons of them to choose from, all on the lot at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Check them out at northgategm.com as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec. Or should
Just
I say,
watching the news and trying to figure out how it's 2026 and the city of Edmonton has decided, we really don't know how to clear snow and what we're doing and the method and maybe we need a new plan and maybe we never had a plan. Like, how long have we been a city for, Kev? Like 100 years?
what are you trying to do to me, Spec? You want to start talking about city stuff and the ineptitude?
After 100 years of being Edmonton, there's certain things you should have figured out, right? Like one of them is what happens when it snows. No, like
the absolute ineptitude by this city, Spec, is something that we've never seen anywhere else. Again, where it's going to snow. It's unbelievable.
Right.
It's a simple process, Spec. What you do is you get a grader and then you get two graders and you put them out front. And then what you get is you call it a Michigan grader. And it's technically what it is a massive, massive snowblower, Spec. And a lot of these are on the front end of different types of machinery. And what it is basically, think of a snowblower on steroids. It's the biggest thing you can imagine. That goes behind the grader and it picks up the windrow. And then the big spout goes in the back of an end-up trunk. And you can clear out a block probably within 2 minutes instead of just pushing and moving the snow.
You should pick it up right away. It's like if you told your kids to clean up their bedroom and they just put everything in big piles. Like you'd go, no, put it away. Right? We don't do this over 3 days. We do this over 1 day.
Yes. And how about this, Spec? Like, how about, let's not wait till it snows 5 feet. Let's, how about you start clearing it out when it snows a foot or 8 inches?
God.
It's just the people that are in charge here. It just
but it's not the people that are in charge today. Apparently, the people in charge over the last 50 years haven't figured it out either. It must be really hard. Like it's got to be harder than we think.
It can't be. It can't.
Oh my goodness. Oh well.
Now you really got me going. Between that and the LRT here down on 87 Spec, like I might lose it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish the show.
No. When you get really sour like that, you kind of start sounding like bubbles a little bit.
Well, hey, HVAC Nick just texted in. He said, Spec, you work with Gene. Talk to his wife, Karen, on city council.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, it's quite a city we're living in these days, but I'm sure we'll get to the finish line. Isles in tonight, Kev.
Pardon me?
See, the Islanders are in tonight.
Yeah.
I only see that once a year.
I was going to say, so like, I'm so looking forward to watching Matthew Schaefer in person tonight. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, the rest of the league. I was in Long Island when the Oilers played them, and to be honest, he didn't have much of a game. He was not that noticeable. Young player, rookie guy, consistency is one of the last things you learn. So I'm with you. I went to the rink that night thinking, man, I can't wait to see him, and he wasn't great, but he's been great so many nights this year that I'll bet you he will be tonight. Here's an 18-year-old that people are arguing should have been in the Olympics. So we don't have those conversations about very many guys, do we?
Well, here's a stat for you, Speck, and you would have known being there with eyes on the ice and boots on the ground. We just had Stefan Rosner on from the Hockey News on Long Island. He said that night in October, and it was the 16th, Matthew Schaefer was on the ice about a minute against Connor McDavid and less than 2 minutes. And I'm talking ballpark here. I might be off by a little bit against Leon Draisaitl. So he barely played. And so here we're going to see him basically a half year later, halfway into the season, and we'll see a totally different player. You're going to go, who was that guy that I saw on October 16th?
Yeah, remember that was that was a tough game. The Oilers didn't play very well. Bouchard, as I recall, didn't have a great night. They were very leaky as a team, the Oilers. The Islanders beat them for fun that night. I would suspect you get a better Oilers team tonight for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even asked Stefan about, and he's too young, but he says his dad would tell him about the 80s and the rivalries and things like that. I remember when I first started doing the games and going to MSG and things like that, and seeing what they would chant with Dennis Potvin about Potvin sucks, right?
Yeah.
You know that, and you've been there too. And I was like, what the heck's going on here? And that's been going on for 45 years and still going on.
It is, but now they've replaced it with Fire Drury. That's what they're chanting every night at MSG now. Fire Drury.
Yeah.
So,
they lose last night again, 8-4. They lost 10.
They only gave up 8, so that's okay.
18, 2 games. I mean, Shesterkin's out, so I mean that has a lot to do with it. But they've just quit. They've quit. They have.
Well, it sounds like that. I mean, listen, the culture there has gone to hell. They're not a good team. They got a bunch of stuff going on. You know what? One of the guys that's wearing a lot of the stink here is clearly JT Miller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a guy that Tampa had, and that is as top an organization as you're going to find, and they know how to run a dressing room and build a culture. And listen, how long has Tampa been good for? And they're good again forever. They didn't want any part of this guy. They cut him loose. He ends up in Vancouver. We all know what happened to that dressing room. I mean, that was one of the most toxic dressing rooms in 30 years in the league. And they cut him loose, and he goes to New York, and they make him captain. And how's things going there, right? So this guy, I'm certainly would question what kind of leader, what kind of captain, what kind of dressing room he's involved in. I'll tell you what, he wouldn't play for my team at this point. I just have to look at where he's been and the trail he's left behind.
Mm-hmm.
He can go play somewhere else and fix it before he's coming to my team.
You got that right. Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. This is going to be an interesting night on special teams, Spec. With the Oilers, they got the number 1 power play. The Islanders have the worst power play in the league. So that doesn't happen too often. It obviously happens every once in a while, but I'm surprised that the Islanders are last in the power play department.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, like even just having a quarter. I mean, is Schaefer quarterbacking it all the time?
He's starting to now. They had D'Angelo in their spec, and then they've changed it a little bit more. Stefan Rosner said that they're trying to keep Schaefer off the PK as much as they can because he's playing 25 minutes a night here.
Right. Of even strength and power and some power play time, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, just look at, when you look at their power play guys, I mean, they've got, they got Barzell. They've got some guys that can put the puck in the net. But it just hasn't been working for them for whatever reason. It'll be something to watch tonight, I guess.
Barzell's got 37 points and leads their team in scoring. Right? What's McDavid at right now?
Well, 82.
82. So it's about a 45-point difference. Right? Yeah. I mean, obviously, comparing guys to McDavid isn't always fair. But the point is, they got 3 guys with over 30 points in their team. One of them, Schaefer. So they don't have there's not a ton. I'm looking at, you're talking about a power play. Kyle Palmieri's hurt, right? He's a guy that snipes off the power play. I've always loved Kyle Palmieri as a winger. Obviously, Barzell's good. Bo Horvat's a real solid, you know what, on a really good team, on a good championship team, Bo Horvat's a second-line center and a damn good one. I'm not sure he's a first-line center on a winning team. Do you think so?
I kind of do Spec because he does it all. You can put him out in every situation. To me, he's like your Kopitar, right? When
Yeah, but
Kopitar
Kopitar's not a first line center either.
when his prime he was.
Oh, in his prime, I guess he was. Sure, okay. On
And
a team
Horvat-
that barely
Horvat's
scored.
Yeah, but he's a 30-year-old guy. I mean, this is a guy that offensively, he's 33 goals, 28 goals the last 2 years, and he's got 21. He's going to score 40 this year, Spec.
Wow, is he going to score 40? I don't know. He's got
35.
half a season to score 20.
35.
35. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to get in the business of bashing Bo Horvat. I think he's a really good player, and I think it was a huge mistake Vancouver made letting him go. He's got really high character. He does all the hard, crappy things that some flashy centermen don't like doing, right? He's a really good player. Don't get me wrong here. I like him a lot. I kind of question whether there's enough offense in his game. They better have a pretty high-scoring second-line center underneath him. And I'm not sure who that would be on this team. Is it, I'm not sure who it would be on this team. Is it Anders Lee? He's a winger.
Yeah.
Anyway, the offense on the island has been an issue for a long time. They don't score a ton.
Yeah. They want to see Callum Ritchie in that hole, Spec, at 2C.
Is that who they want to see?
Well, right now, that's where he's at, because with Horvat's kind of a little banged up right now, but
yeah, Callum Ritchie's got 11 points in 35 games.
Mhm.
So, I get it why Horvat's your first line center. He's by far the best center on this team, so he should be their first line center.
Yeah.
But my point would be there's clearly offensive challenges, and that's why your power play is the worst in the league. You don't have enough snipers. Losing Palmieri hurts. There's no doubt about that. But they need some goals. That's been an issue on that team. They go to 2 Eastern Conference finals in the last, a few years ago, and they can't get over the top because they don't score enough. They also have, I think people are saying that Sorokin is basically the best goalie in the league this year.
Well, I don't have him as my number one, but I'll tell you what I do have is probably they have the top or second best tandem in the league right now. You can say Colorado probably has the best tandem going, and the Islanders are right behind them.
Right. And the difference is the Colorado scores
Mad.
like crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Colorado scores like crazy. So that just buys you a little bit of a margin for error. That's all. When you score like Colorado, if your goalie has a bad night, you can still win. I'm not sure the Islanders are in the same boat. Sorokin doesn't have many bad nights, and he's a really good goalie.
I would assume you're going back with Jari tonight.
Well, yeah, I totally think so. Let's get the guy playing. Absolutely, are. Whether you play Ingram or not has no effect on. Now, let me rephrase this. If for some reason I think I got to send, if my decision is I'm going to send Ingram down on Saturday, or maybe he can play Saturday and then send him down without waivers. I don't even know the answer to that.
Right.
Saturday is the day, but can he play and send him down after the game? I don't know. Find that out. But that's what that affects my decision tonight. If I'm thinking I'm going to send Ingram down because of this whole waivers thing that we've beaten to death, I might want to get him one more game up here. Maybe that has to be tonight because the next one's Saturday and he might be gone by then. Or maybe I'm not moving Ingram at all. And if that's the case, then Jari plays for sure. What about you?
Yeah, because there's got to be a split somehow on Saturday, Sunday, no?
Well, I got 3 goalies in town, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, man. So, hey, how was the last day of skiing, too?
Real good. Well, I just drove home yesterday. No, just drove home.
Oh, okay.
It was 14 degrees when I drove through Hinton yesterday. 14 degrees. So I don't know what's going on with our weather, but Jasper January starts on Friday night, by the way. So lots of stuff going on up there.
Got in a little trouble over the years in Jasper.
Yeah, you better get up there. You better hop in that old motorhome and get up there. You can stay in lot 3 at Marmot and just leave your motorhome there.
Hey, while we're piling on the Vancouver Canucks, I'm just kidding here. But when you talked about the Horvat trade, and Horvat was traded to the Islanders, and it's 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So, I'll give you the return here, Spec. Atu Rate, Anthony Beauvillier, and a first-round pick. Who the Canucks traded. They traded that pick away to the Detroit Red Wings. And the Red Wings picked up Philip Hronek and a fourth rounder. So basically you're looking at
Vancouver got Hronek. Vancouver got Hronek for the first round.
Yeah, they traded the rights. Yeah, they traded that pick away. So
okay, so the point so it ends up being Horvat for Hronek and a fourth.
Technically, and then you'd get Beauvillier and you'd get Ratte.
No, Beauvillier's not there anymore, is he?
That's right. Well, and then Ratte's not good either.
He's a fringe NH. He's there. He's just a fringe. I think he's playing for him.
And you traded away a guy that's on the Olympic team here.
Yeah, no, that was listen. Like that's how you become where Vancouver's at. And listen, we watched this in Edmonton, so this isn't a Edmonton laughing at Vancouver thing. Edmonton invented building a terrible culture and spending many years trying to dig their way out of it. So don't take this the wrong way, but how do you get to the bottom, which is where Vancouver's at? Like they are at the bottom. I think they're the last place team in the league and their team isn't any good. So how do you get there? One of the ways is you select which guy you're going to move out. And I know that Horvat was a signing thing and they couldn't sign him or whatever. You got to sign the Horvats of the world because he's the guy that helps build your dressing room and culture and bring your young players along and stuff. They didn't. They end up with Pettersson and Miller. Neither guy, right? Neither guy is going to help you a lick down that road. And then they get rid of Miller and keep Pettersson because you really don't have a choice. No one else wants Pettersson. And here we are, right? We got no culture. We lose every night. We're running through coaches now. I mean, I don't know how long Adam Foote's going to last. Not long. But it starts with, of all the names we've named in the last 3 minutes talking about the Canucks, the one guy you wish you had in your team, okay, Hronek's a good player. But the one guy you really want in your team here is Bo Horvat. And you cut him loose to start the whole thing out. So not great.
Being run worse than
Hronek's a good player, though.
Been run worse than our snow clearing department.
Yeah.
We'll see you down at the rink. We'll see you down at the rink, Spec. Take care, man. Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. On the Mark, brought to you powered by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you, man. You know, there's two things that can get me going, Duke. Snow removal. Not snow removal, but it is now. Snow moving around. And the LRT here. Oh, man. Good thing that we got Frank Saravalli coming up just to cool things down here right after the break on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. Josh Fenwick, Mackenzie the Intern on Sports 1440 AM radio. We are streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. Drive away for as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
From the first face-off to the final whistle, Sports 1440 is your home for hockey talk. With live coverage, expert analysis, and pre- and post-game shows, we bring you closer to the game. Tune in 24/7, only on Sports 1440, Edmonton's sports station.
Invest for today and tomorrow. Vision Credit Union makes it simple with 2 RRSP options to fit your goals. Choose a secure term deposit RRSP with guaranteed returns or a mutual fund RRSP offering higher growth potential with exciting opportunities. With an RRSP, you'll save on your income tax, grow your investments tax-free, and get closer to your dreams, whether it's retirement or your first home. The deadline to qualify for 2025 tax deductions is March 2nd. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
Get ready.
We're going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Shoresy's back, and it's only on Crave.
We need total buy-in from every guy in this room.
The Smash Hit Series returns for a brand new season.
We're going to be playing the EU All-Stars.
Shoresy is facing his toughest competition yet.
This EU team is spectacular.
Yeah, I'm not skating, damn.
Hear that, Shorzy?
Let's make sure they never forget who we are.
Shoresy, new season, stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
Welcome back to the big program. 8:21 in Edmonton. Time now for the headliner of the day. Brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, draining clogged pipes like 3-pointers. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca as we welcome in Frank Saravalli from Victory Plus TV. Good morning, Frank. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, Kevin?
It's great up here. Great up here. Weather's outstanding. Snow removal.
Record high?
I don't know if it's a record high, Frank. It was really nice yesterday. Speck was saying when he was driving.
I thought you were supposed to say not a record. Better than average.
Okay, you got me. I'll give you that one, Frank. I will give you that one. Yeah, it's not a record, but it's above average. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what? I told Steve Koulias that story at the Stanley Cup Finals here, Frank. And then when he came on, I incorporated that in too. And he started laughing uncontrollably too. But
so good.
Yeah, you got me, Frank. I'll give you that. It's not a record, but it's above average. Hey, speaking of below average, the New York Rangers, now again last night, get pasted by Ottawa on home ice where they just stink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you say about what a team that was on the right direction, you thought a couple of years ago, has basically dismantled to what is the sad sack of the Eastern Conference here?
Well, first I need to admit that I'm wrong. And I've provided this New York Ranger team a lot of grace this year, thinking that the way that they've, at least according to the metrics, had played with a lot better defensive structure. And I allowed some grace period because of the coaching change and all the things that have been asked of this group. But I think the true answer is that this is not a good hockey team. And it's not even just not a good team. It's look, they were down 6-0 last night against the Sens and they clawed their way back in. That's score effects. That's not anything other than human nature and the Sens taking their foot off the gas pedal. So I don't give the Rangers any marks for fighting back in that game. You're down 6-0 in the second period on home ice. Good night. There's no moral victory coming out of that. So I think the big thing that stands out, aside from their struggles to score, and now Igor Shesterkin, frankly, at a sub 2.5 goals against average, is a pretty incredible number when you really think about it in the big picture, is that this team doesn't really have a strong give a bleep meter.
Mm-hmm.
And that part is what's surprising.
And you saw some comments last night too about that, like about the effort, and that's what you say, the give a bleep meter. Have they just
tried to say, "Oh, we care in here" after they fought back in? No, you don't. Down 6-0, like the care was out the window. 10-2 the other night against the Boston Bruins. Where's the care in that?
When you see a guy like JT Miller and his responses after games and in scrums, what catches your eye when you see that?
Well, the first thing that catches my eye is JT Miller needs to be a better hockey player this year. I mean, he's got 26 points in 39 games. It's fine, but it's not the level that we'd accustomed to see from JT Miller over the last number of years. And he's the captain of this team, supposed to be the engine, the catalyst to help get everything going. And part of the issues that this team has had start with him.
What about our Timmy Panarin? Like, should you not be shopping this guy like nobody's business?
They're not going to have a choice. Like, I get this whole notion of, well, let's hang in the race and let's see what happens here. Maybe we have 2 good weeks and we find ourselves back in it. I mean, look at the Buffalo Sabres, look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, in the West, you could look at the Seattle Kraken. That's a fallacy. And I truly believe that Chris Drury, having played, understands this a lot better than some other general managers in this league, which is that even if you were to make it this year, you are like, the Rangers are a pretender. They're not a contender to win the Stanley Cup. And so I think the Rangers subscribe to the same theory that I do, in the sense that if you're not winning the Stanley Cup, there is no banner being raised for getting to the second or third round. There's no congratulatory handshake. Oh my God, what a great year. That's not what the Rangers strive for. Unfortunately, there are other teams in this league that will be very satisfied with a first round appearance or a second round exit, because they care about sales and marketing and all these other things. The Rangers are in it to win it. That's their standard, and they're not close to it right now.
So you saw the change of general manager in Buffalo. James Dolan backed Chris Drury, a couple of weeks ago. Is that changed? Do you think Drury's on the way out?
It was 10 days ago. And the exact quote was, Chris Drury is a winner. Did he become a loser in the last 10 days? I would argue that he hasn't, although his team in front of him has played poorly. And there are real existential questions to ask about this New York Ranger team, which skews a lot older than most. How did you exit a rebuild and suddenly now have this older team? And so it's not just Artemi Panarin. That's the must shop, because Artemi Panarin's looking for term. Yeah. And if you're signing Artemi Panarin till 40, like I think he's a great player, but he doesn't fit what I'm looking for in terms of age, or build. So he'd be the first guy to move on from. But then the next tier, trying to find value for these players, it has to be Vincent Trocheck.
Yeah.
He's under a very reasonable contract. He's versatile, can do a lot of different things and impact a lot of different facets of the game. If you need him to kill penalties, great. He can be that perfect middle six center. And that would be the next guy that I'd be looking at.
Conversely, and we talked about it a couple of times already with the Buffalo Sabres, exact opposite of where the Rangers are. Now have won 14 out of 16, 54 points, same as Boston in the wild card 2 spots. These guys have just turned it around, and it's fun to watch. I legitimately, people are cheering for Buffalo because it's been so bad for so long.
Yeah, Oiler fans know what it's like.
Yeah.
Not a decade of darkness. Like, we're approaching a decade and a half in Buffalo. And I'm glad, because it truly is one of the best markets in the NHL when they're on. When that building is full, the passion in that small city and how much they care, you can feel it in the region when you're there. So that's really important. And I'm really curious to see what kind of swing Jarmo Kekalainen makes to ensure that this team does get in, to arm them with as much as possible to end this drought, because it's gone on way too long. So to see them grind through winning 14 out of 16, have a 600 points percentage, and be in that first wild card spot, that's great. But they also had 89 points a few years ago and fell just short in the last week of the season. So you can't have a repeat of that. And that's why I'd bet on them adding reinforcements.
What do you think they do with Alex Tuck here, Frank?
Well, it's gone on a while now since Jarmo Kekalainen took over. And for the first order of business or priority, the fact that it hasn't happened yet definitely leaves you wondering as to whether or not it's going to happen. And then that brings in the push and pull part of, okay, so we need to make the playoffs. We know we need to end this drought, but we also can't keep Alex Tuck as a rental. There's no way that makes sense for the future viability of the franchise. So they're going to have to come to a determination on that one way or the other and drive a stake into the ground real soon.
Tonight, Toronto's in Vegas. Mitch Marner. I've been mocking the Toronto media about this, saying it's the greatest game a player, or the biggest game, pardon me, the biggest game that a player's played against his former team since Wayne Gretzky in '89.
I just rolled my eyes.
I know. It's insane. I just can't take it anymore, Frank. I can't take it.
I'm with you. And like, I'm sure like you, I read the article from Jonas Siegel, who does a great job. I mean, he sounds miserable in Vegas. You forced your way out. You go to greener pastures and you find out that it's not really all that green. It's tough to play in a place where hockey isn't the number one, if that's what you crave. And I think the Leafs are probably no better for wear, having had to move on from Mitch Marner. So everyone loses. And I started this show, this segment, with a bleep. I'll as we get closer to the end here, I mean, it's a reminder for everyone, don't bleep with happy.
Yeah.
Really. Like, and not to say that everyone was always happy, but the Leafs were better with Marner. Marner was better with the Leafs. And it's a mess.
Yeah.
And by the way, to pretend to say after the game last night in LA that he hadn't thought about playing the Leafs, my God, it speaks to the inauthenticity that Mitch Marner has seemingly had as a player and persona through his career.
Yeah. And like the game on the 23rd, I think it is, in Toronto.
Yeah, I bet he hasn't thought about that one either.
So Frank Saravalli with us on Sports 1440. Hey, Frank, I texted you yesterday about the Oilers goaltending situation. Thanks for that, about the Olympic. Pardon me?
Better than mine? Did you get an answer better than mine?
Not really. And I think it's going to kind of come out in the wash here in the next little bit, because, I mean, the Oilers aren't the only team that will probably be exploring something like this. But when you look at the situation with the three Oilers goaltenders and what's going to happen here coming up on the weekend with Connor Ingram, the possibility of being sent down so he doesn't have to clear waivers. What do you think of the options? What are the best options for the Oilers, and what's the best for the team moving forward with everything in the picture? And that means the Olympic break and things like that moving forward.
Well, first off, what's best for the Oilers is having the best battery of goaltenders possible. And right now that includes Connor Ingram. And I don't know if I'm risking anything with regards to Connor Ingram. Number one, as much as you want him playing during the break to stay sharp, because it is a lengthy break, I'm not sending him to Bakersfield, where he has expressed his, not contempt, but his honesty of how difficult sometimes playing in that league is. And I want his confidence up. And two, if you're telling me today you have to shove one of the Oilers' three goalies off of the rail car to continue on, the guy for me that's out is Calvin Pickard, and it's not close.
For me, what I would be doing, Frank, is I'm keeping all three here until the break.
Well, yeah, that's if you. But my point was, if you had to make a decision, that's how I'd make it. But the smartest course of action, if you can manage it, is to keep all three.
And I think they can. And just for these 3 weeks, I think it's a short enough period to handle a three goaltender situation where you're not going to upset the apple cart. So that's how I look at it. And again, I mean, Tristan Jarry's been on IR twice this year with a similar injury, right? So you want to make sure that he's okay, and you can't afford to lose anyone. And I think to have 3 here for a couple weeks isn't that big of a deal.
I don't think it's a big deal at all. And I think moving forward, 3 goalies is the way of the future.
Really?
I know the Montreal Canadiens said the other day, hey, look, we've got to figure this thing out sooner rather than later. But think about the possibilities. And the Oilers playing in the West don't play as many back-to-back games as teams in the Metro or in the East, where they play like 14 sets of back-to-backs. That's like a third of your season. That's a lot of games. That those teams, like, so think about what they did the other day. They did what teams do with starting pitchers. They sent Sam Montembeault to Washington a day early while the team was playing on the road somewhere else. So he was in his hotel bed getting a great night of sleep to then play the next night in Washington while Dobesh and Fowler were in the lineup. I love that. I think, look at the number of teams and number of goalies. Some teams are on their 5th goalie this year. The Oilers have used 4. Yes, they made a trade, but injuries have played a big role in this position for years and years. To think that, the day of goalies playing 72 games or 65 games, that's long gone. But the days of 2 goalies alone on a roster might also be long gone.
We talked about the Rangers, Frank, a little bit. What similarities or differences do you see where the Rangers and the Vancouver Canucks are the worst team in the league right now, moving forward, where they are right now, where they are moving forward to get out of this?
The similarities are that they're both thin down the middle. The Rangers have more pieces, so to speak, but they're older. The Rangers also have the benefit of having a bona fide number 1, I'd say a top 10 goalie in the league in Shesterkin, that the Canucks, with Thatcher Demko's injury, they don't. And the Rangers, they have a lot less of a circus and drama around them, which I know that sounds funny to say for a team that just went through the Trouba and Kreider thing, but man, everything in Vancouver is a 4-alarm fire.
I just got a text in. I got to get to Frank regarding the goalies that you said about 3 goalies. Slurpy Sean says, I said to my buddy 2 nights ago, 3 goalies will be the norm in the near future. Could you foresee like an extra roster spot to carry 3 goalies?
Well, the rules are changing soon with regard to teams being allowed to use professional or semi-professional e-bugs that travel with the team. But I don't think you need any roster manipulation or management. Tell your coach from training camp on, we're not carrying 8 defensemen. We're carrying 7 and a 3rd goalie. We're not carrying 14 forwards. You get 1 forward, 1 defenseman, and 1 goalie. That's your 23. And if we have injuries to that group, then we'll be allowed the emergency exception or replacement possibility to bring one of those guys up. That's how I look at it.
That's interesting.
I mean, practice, like, not to say it's not important, but teams practice so little anyway. Are you really that concerned about this? Is the perfect time to inject sports science. Hey, that guy just played last night. He doesn't need to skate today. We only have 2 nets. Good. We're only sending out 2 goalies.
Well, that third guy is going to be facing a lot of rubber in the few practices that happen. That's for sure.
But the point would be that at some point, the goalies are going to rotate. In my view, there's 150 qualified NHL goalies and only 64 spots. So the sooner that everyone starts accumulating these guys, understanding that unless you have one of the top 7, that goalies are voodoo, that you don't know what to expect year in and year out, let alone month in and month out, treat them like a commodity that you're going to be moving in and out.
It's an interesting aspect and concept to look into the future and see what happens. Frank, good stuff as always. Have a wonderful weekend. Who do you got? Who's coming out of the NFL divisional weekend?
I don't know. It's over for me. I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, Frank. Come on.
I'm done.
See you Tuesday.
Playoffs are over.
See you Tuesday. Thanks, Frank. Look at that. Hey, that's a true fan. As soon as the Eagles are out, Frank says, I don't care. Don't even care. Oh, come on, Frank. Come on. Like, we care, Duke. Like, if your Houston Texans lost this weekend.
Like, am I not going to watch championship weekend? No, of course I am.
Watching.
And I get it, Frank. It's a little bit different sometimes. So many Oilers fans can probably relate. How in the years, like the Oilers have gone to the Stanley Cup final back-to-back seasons. The 2 years prior, when you lose out to Vegas in the second round, Colorado in the conference final, be honest, how many Oilers fans take such a more limited interest in the remainder of the playoffs? I think the answer is a lot of them.
For sure.
Right? And some might still watch casually if they know the cup's getting handed out on a night. They want to tune in for that or something. But that I don't think that a very overwhelming majority are still watching every game of the remainder of the playoffs like they would be when the Oilers are still in it. That's where Frank's at with his Eagles, obviously, at this point. And his heart is broken. But you didn't Kevin Patullo out, just like Frank wanted. And I think like every Eagles fan wanted.
If I ever get to Philadelphia for an NFL game, like I don't
think you'd survive the link, Kev.
Oh, I would. Frank would. I mean,
that'd be your people there.
Oh.
You'd be buddies with that guy that sits in front of Frank and is yelling obscenities at the players all night.
I would be. Listen, Duke, that was the next thing out of my mouth. You know what I'd be doing? I'd be getting my ear pierced and taking that earring and putting it in.
Just show up with a matching one, then you guys can be like buddies. The dangling eagle.
Staying overnight at Frank's, imagine that, all that. Eh?
Putting you up for the night.
Oh yeah.
Hey, he had Yaremchuk there. Yeah. But in fairness, he's willing to co-host shows with Yaremchuk, and he's not willing to do it with you. So.
No, he's not. And how about that one line that Frank said it, that he woke up, Yaremchuk. No, he went downstairs and there was like 8 or 9
empty beer cans on the nightstand in Yaremchuk's room. He's like, geez, Ty, you going through something right now or what?
And I think what were they? What type of beer was it? Because they were the green bottles, Frank said, or something.
Heineken's?
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't remember the specifics.
Lone Star Lager? Oh, man.
But like correct me if I'm wrong, was Tyler not on that trip with his then fiance, now wife as well?
Absolutely he was.
Because they were down for like a little sports weekend in the whatever, Philly, New Jersey area, right?
Man. See, I've offered Frank to stay over at our house.
That's true. That is true. Hasn't taken you up on it.
I offered to pick him up when we golfed at the ranch.
I was going to say he only takes you up on the offer when you're footing the bill for the round of golf.
Well, Murray did it, not me. But
but it's your cachet in the community that gets that free round, right?
Anyway, I'm looking forward to our next round of golf. I'm looking forward to going to Philly. And
at this rate, Kev, we might be able to get out by Sunday.
Hey, well,
Terra Pines.
We should call Terra Pines.
The way the melt's been going here, I have to think that there's some exposed grass up at Terra Pines.
Maybe we should make some calls here. Make some calls on Terra Pines.
Get out there.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, I'll get my golf bag off the patio.
The cats have scratched the snot out of it here. That's the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the true goat of local plumbing. That's mrrooter.ca. When we come back, we'll get to your text, 833-401-1440. Quite a few of them coming in, even on the third goaltender situation. That's all straight ahead on the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Mackenzie, the intern, on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
When picking a New Year's resolution, try to avoid things you have no influence over.
Like bringing home the cup? That would be awesome.
But completely outside your control. Instead, pick something you can control, like bringing home some Wilhauk beef jerky.
That would also be awesome. But what if we brought the cup home to Canada and it was filled with Wilhauk beef jerky?
Okay, I'll allow it.
Wilhauk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win cups with salad. I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old man managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works. Check us out at leadingedgephysio.com before your next "where'd I put my phone" moment.
Ugh, seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV. This is the time of year people make their New Year's resolutions. If they're lucky, they'll keep that up till February. So I propose another resolution. This year, resolve to be camp ready. Now, what do I mean by that? At Noble RV, camp ready means never wondering if your RV will be ready for May long weekend. You know it'll be ready because you made the decision back in the winter. You know, now.
Is Camp Ready something I can get from Noble RV?
That's right, Bob. Camp Ready is our 12-month RV maintenance plan. It includes winterization in the fall, startup in the spring, roof assessments every year, and all your scheduled maintenance. So when you want to get to the great outdoors, you already know you're Camp Ready.
How do I get to be Camp Ready, Rick?
We're starting small, Bob. Just 100 Camp Ready plans are available at No Bull right now.
And that's No Bull.
NobleRV.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 847 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Mackenzie the intern with you on a Thursday morning. Ladislav Schmid coming in the 9 o'clock hour. So is Paul Sir from Hoop City. Text 833-401-1440. Look at the difference between the quality of texters between Montana to Rice and Rowdy Roddy. See, Montana to Rice, he's got to he's got to go after guys. He's got to say some mean things. His text, Frank is a Philly pig. Come on, MTR. Rowdy Roddy comes in with a more thoughtful, well thought out text. Hey, boys, you see that Warner's going to be back Saturday, as well as Pearsall. Look out for the Niners, Rowdy Roddy. What a difference between two texters here. Unbelievable. Now, regarding Warner here, and we're talking about Fred Warner, linebacker for the Niners. Now, they're not ruling it out. They're not saying he's in. Warner told reporters yesterday that we are taking it day by day. Also said, I think they said last week that they weren't going to open my window, and then my window is now open. So, yeah, we're just taking it day by day. Suffered a dislocated and broken ankle way back in week 6, was expected to sideline him for the year. But man, if he could come back, what a boost that would be to that Niners defense. And they got a tough one, man. They got a tough one on Saturday night in Seattle. Texans and Patriots, Duke, that's 1:00 our time on Sunday. That's the game.
I believe so.
Yeah, and then it's different because normally you're thinking of a Sunday night game, but it's earlier, 4:30, I believe, for the second game.
That is correct.
Rams and Bears.
In Chicago.
That's going to be nippy there.
5:30 local time. Yeah, it's supposed to be chilly.
Nippy there. Text 833-401-1440. Yeah, Blair. Blair comes in with the funniest text of all time. Why can't everyone be a model texter like me? What's that, Duke? You're gonna do?
No.
Oh, Schwackhammer. And again, don't get me going on the LRT, Schwackhammer says. That's our man on the ground down at Edmonton International. The LRT should have been at the airport years ago. Well, how about that? Years ago. It's the only major capital city with no train service from the airport to downtown. What a joke. What is it, an $80 cab ride now? Yeah, it's probably more. It's about $100 Uber or a cab ride when you're wherever you're going. I mean, think about how much you could, and I would even up the rate, to be honest with you. Like if I don't know what it is to when you go on the LRT from wherever to the rink or to Commonwealth.
I don't think you can go from one end to the other or one stop. It's the same.
I understand that. But when you're going to the airport, up at a couple bucks, $5, I don't care. But if you had an LRT that went to the airport all the time, Duke, every day, going however many times a day, that thing would pay for itself in a matter of a couple of years, I think. Think about the many.
You're the expert on the topic.
How many?
Not me.
Okay, Duke.
I'm just a country
How
bumpkin.
did you go to the airport when you went to Mexico?
I drove to my sister's house and she drove me.
Okay, well, think about how you took. So you took a couple hours of your sister's day.
I mean, she lives like 10 minutes from the airport.
Okay.
And in Leduc. So that's why she always volunteers. I always say I don't want to burden them, but it's about off. Like she lives right behind that South Side Shopping Center in Leduc. So it's very close, but your point is valid all the same.
I'm not going to talk about the LRT anymore today.
Not today. Tomorrow, very much on the table.
Craig and Red Deer, morning, guys. The Niners should handle the Seahawks quite handily. Darnold choked last playoffs. Not sold on Seattle. Wow.
Well, that's everybody's automatic reason why the Seahawks could lose this game is Sam Darnold. And I was in that camp. I thought the Niners were going to win to take the 1 seed in the final week of the season. Darnold doesn't have to be extraordinary. He just has to not make mistakes. And he's shown,
like your buddy CJ.
Very, very much so. Like you're talking about an elite defense that can do a lot of different things. They have an elite wide receiver. They got a solid run game. If you're Sam Darnold, have you learned from last year's mistakes in terms of the game against the Lions for a chance at the top of the division and top of the conference, and then against the Rams in the playoffs where he was bad in both those games? He looked like he learned a little bit for that. He was no screaming hell against the Niners in that last game, but he did enough. Didn't have to be great. He's a smart guy. Like this, there's a reason he was such a top prospect. Obviously didn't work out with the Jets. Took him a long time to find the way around, but this was a legitimate upper half of the league at worst quarterback. He just doesn't have to make mistakes.
And I think when you got both running backs like Seattle has, I mean, Charbonnet was really good when he comes in and fills in, right? When he comes in for Kenny Walker, the third, he comes in and offers a different dynamic. And maybe it's a goal line presence. You can call it that because he does get a lot of goal line touches. But Walker, the third, is the quicker guy. He's maybe can run it around the perimeter, cut the edge a little bit more. Charbonnet might be a little more north-south and has the ability to spell him off. I think he's got more weapons than he had last year, and the defense is better.
Than Darnold had?
What do you mean, Darnold? Yeah, Darnold. He's got more weapons in Seattle
than he had in Minnesota.
Yeah, than he had in Minnesota. I mean, think. Okay, yes.
I don't know if I'll agree with that.
Okay, well, Jefferson and JSN are the same.
So at the top of their games, no. I still think Jefferson. Like this year, JSN was arguably the best receiver in the league this year.
And he's then what are you saying, Duke? What are you saying?
Like, I think Jefferson's peak is higher than what JSN can be.
You tell me you would rather have Aaron Jones in the backfield than what Seattle offers? Not a chance.
It's a fair point.
Okay, so
but okay,
I'm saying I'm using Jefferson and JSN as a wash.
So what about your next receiving option? Tell me who's the second receiver on Seattle? A washed up Cooper Kupp? I'd rather have Jordan Addison if he can stay out of jail.
I think that Darnold's in a better spot this year than he was last year. That's what I would say.
I think they're very comparable. I do. But maybe the primary difference, Kev, is in the head coach and where their expertise lies. Yeah,
MTR says it's Shaheed, not Kupp.
Well, still, Rashid Shaheed, like he that was a great ad for them at the deadline for sure.
And AJ Barner is playing quite well at tight end here, Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in a better position to win right now this year than he was last year in Minnesota.
I think he's in a better position to win because of the opponent.
Ooh.
Like the Niners are a good team, and if you get Warner back, that's awesome. You get Pearsall back, that's awesome. The Rams were the best team going into the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
They almost were the closest team to beating the Eagles, who are the Super Bowl champs. Should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Got four good ones again. And maybe it's because we talked about this all year. The parity, and there's no clear-cut team where you can go, that is the Super Bowl. You know, we talked about the NFC West all year and the three really good teams. They're all there. But there's no team where you're going to say, this is an audit. Like years past, you could go, yes, it's going to be so-and-so. It's going to be X. It's going to be that. This year,
in years past, there's been a team where you say it's theirs to lose.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure you can say that this year. A lot of people peg Buffalo as that team. I'm not there. I'm not ready to say that at all.
Top of the hour, we got Paul Sir from Hoop City. Also, Ladislav Schmid showing up at some point in the 9 o'clock hour. Before that time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Riverside Honda, 59 years and counting. As St. Albert and surrounding areas' premier Honda and Can-Am dealer. It's your dream, but ride it at riversidehonda.com. Here is the Duke.
Sports 1440 update.
Four-game slate across the NHL. Last night, the Devils beat the Kraken 3-2 in overtime. Flyers fall to the Sabres 5-2. Rangers get whomped at home by the Senators 8-4, the final there. And the nightcap, Golden Knights over the Kings 3-2 in overtime. Mark Stone netting the game winner. Edmonton Oil Kings fall to the Tigers last night from Rogers Place 3-2 in a shootout. They'll do it again tomorrow night from down in the Hat. And lone game on the PWHL schedule at Boston beating Toronto 2-1. Reports out of New York from late last night by Adam Schefter of ESPN have the Giants finalizing an agreement to hire John Harbaugh as the team's next head coach. Harbaugh spent in the past 18 seasons as the lead man with the Baltimore Ravens, winning the Super Bowl in 2012. In the association yesterday, 7 games total, including the Raptors winners in Indiana, 115-101 over the Pacers. Brandon Ingram leading the way with 30 points. Elsewhere, Utah losing to Chicago, 128-126. The Mavericks, they fall to Denver, 118-109. Rookie sensation Cooper Flagg leaving that one with an ankle sprain. And in one of the nightcap games, the Knicks losing to Sacramento, 112-101. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Paul Sir of Hoop City, as well as our Thursday co-host, former NHL defenseman Ladislav Schmid. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian, and support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save on Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save on Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Hear ye! Dragon fruit has returned to Booster Juice. Prepare thyself for the legendary alchemy of the Dragon Slayer smoothie, Pink Dragon Booster Mixer, and Dragon Booster Ball. Yeah. Does the dragon taste like chicken? Nay, Booster Juice uses only delicious tropical dragon fruit. No dragons are harmed. Get thee to Booster Juice before dragon fruit vanishes once more.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:01 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne. Also got Josh Fenwick and Mackenzie the intern in our Sports 1440 studios here at West Edmonton Mall. And excited to welcome in Paul Sir from Hoop City to talk a little hoops. That was Worst Days Down. Bringing Paul in for his intro song.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you as always.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, we got your running mate, your sidekick. Josh Fenwick, and the Duke threw that one in there, and Mackenzie's over on the other side of the board watching and learning. It's great to be in here, Paul. And that song obviously means a lot to you.
Well, it does mean a lot to me. With my son Ben produced a lot of great music throughout his life, and anytime I think people get a chance to hear it, I'm always grateful. So thank you for that, guys.
Yeah, really good song. So much to talk about it. You know what? I'm going to get to Husks right off the bat here because he sent in a text right off.
Morning, Husks.
Yeah. Hey, KK, what does Mr. Sir think of the Raptors winning all these games? I hope we play some young guys and we would get another high pick. I hoped we would play some young guys, would get another high pick. We were stuck in the middle. Do not go after Davis from Husks. So lots to kind of unwrap there, Paul. But, I mean, we were talking about it last time you were on. Raptors are they're hanging around. They're hanging around.
Hanging around, and a little, even I would say a little more than hanging around now, and that they're like Indiana's not a good team record-wise, but another win, another decisive win. Grady Dick actually had a double-figure game. I think he even had a double-double. He had 21 and 10, I think, which is a good sign because if they can get Grady Dick going, if they can get RJ Barrett back, if Quickly can come back with the depth that the Raptors seem to be developing, I think they can. I mean, right now they're fourth in the East, for goodness sakes. Like who would have thought that would have been the situation? To Husk's point, though, I would say part of tanking this year is while there are some spectacular players that will be the top draft picks, there are a lot of real good players in the middle of the first round, in the latter parts of the first round. This is a very deep draft. So I think the Raptors can strengthen themselves, and I'm just anxious to see how they're going to play once they're healthy.
Grady Dick, you're right, had 11 boards and 21 points last night. So, I mean, really good game for Grady Dick. What did you make of Kyle Lowry's return the other night, Paul? It was quite emotional at the end of the game when Nick Nurse threw him in for the last couple of minutes, and he got a great ovation. And he said it's one of the things that he'll always remember in his career.
Well, I think, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry over the course of their careers embodied the Raptors. Certainly they brought the ringer in with Kawhi to put them over the top, traded DeMar. But, for Lowry, he was such an integral part of the championship for the Raptors. And I remember when they traded for him and they got him and they brought him in, I go, why do they want this guy? They got this kind of pudgy, hucking point guard but he evolved so nicely, and a real testament to his character because he worked incredibly hard. He became a much better teammate, a much better distributor, but also a key scorer. When you needed a bucket in a tough situation, Lowry was able to do that. So I think he was kind of the heart and soul, the emotional leader of the Raptors throughout his tenure here. So to get him back, to have Nick throw him in at the end, to have that kind of emotional moment was really, really special. So, and deservedly so. Lowry was fantastic. What a player, what a contributor to the Raptor legacy.
I asked Josh the other day, who his all-time Raptor is. For me, it's Vince Carter, and that's just the way it is because I'm an older guy, I guess. Josh Fenwick said for him, it's Kyle Lowry. I've asked you over the years too, Paul, where you stand on that, but maybe let's just revisit that because there have been a lot of great players that have come through Toronto and played for the Raptors. But where do you sit on the whole subject?
Carter bugs me because the way he behaved towards the end of his career, like he's one of those guys that I think overcame his immaturity as his career went on. I mean, what a great career, over 20 years in the league. And, highlight film beyond highlight films when you think about, sorry to go a little bit off on a tangent here, but when you think about the Raptors with McGrady and Carter, what a ridiculous athletic team that would have been if they would have been able somehow to keep them together a bit longer. But Vince, so I respect, obviously, what Carter meant and how he was kind of the second Jordan without being Jordan in terms of able to bring championships to anywhere. But, so Lowry, who my guy is DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
And the reason is I think DeMar gave everything to the franchise, and I think he got a bit of a raw deal. The way he was traded, and you can't fault anybody in that trade because it resulted in a championship. But I just like the guy, and the fact that DeMar's been so public with his mental health struggles, and really I think has tried hard to make an impact, not just on the court but off the court too, and how he influenced people. And by the way, the guy's still playing great. He's had a couple of outstanding games. As the Kings have actually won a couple of games recently, and DeMar's been at the heart of it. So for me, it's DeMar DeRozan.
There's so many great players for me, and I'm not saying he's in that group of the players that we're talking about, but I really enjoyed watching Damon Stoudemire play. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just because how quick he was, and he was Mighty Mouse. Yeah. So I really enjoyed watching him play.
And the fact that he was the Raptors' first real star, I think was impactful because I thought he was one of the players that really brought the Raptor impact to the whole country.
Mhm.
Undersized guy out there busting his butt every night, finding a way to score. He kind of reminds me in a way of a bit along the mold of Jalen Brunson from New York. The undersized guy who just crafty, clever, tough-minded, determined, found a way to score. So, Kevin, I think Damon Stoudemire is a great choice and another great Raptor to think about. Chris Bosh was one, but again, he had to take his talent to Miami, and then he had the unfortunate blood clot, career-ending problems. But I wish Bosh would have just stayed instead of go. Run. So,
I always think about too with the guys that we've been talking about early on in the Raptors, how they started the franchise, and then compared to Vancouver. And I'm sure you've watched the documentaries with Vancouver and everything like that. It's almost befuddling how, one team just exploded and the other team imploded.
Boy, is that a great turn of phrase. I'm impressed, Kevin. That's so true, because Vancouver, boy, did they blow it. Bad management, big country, for those who don't know, was their first draft pick, and just a terrible one, just absolutely brutal. I imagine he's a great farmer down in Oklahoma, because that's what he's doing right now. He's a country boy, but big country. Yeah. I mean, they just had a series of management, ownership, and personnel issues that left the door open for somebody to swoop in and whisk them off to Memphis. And a big loss for Vancouver. It's going to be tough for them to get a franchise back. Might happen one day, but it's not going to happen for a while.
I just punched up that draft, and just to see. So it was Garnett at 5, and then Reeves went at 6, and Stoudemire went at 7. And I was trying to look through who, like, the best player, who they could have taken. And, there was a lot of players in the draft that turned out to be decent players. But it's funny how there's not like that star. Like, I mean, Garnett turned out to be a star. And, Jerry Stackhouse, there's another guy that went 3 to Philadelphia. Was that just a bad draft? Can you remember that far back, Paul?
Well, fortunately, I still can. So that's good. But that was a bad draft.
I just look at I'll run the names on because I got them right in here. Like I got Sean Respert, Ed O'Bannon, Kurt Thomas, Gary Trent, Cherokee Parks, Corliss Williamson, Eric Williams, Brent Berry, and now we've gone to 15. So, and Theo Ratliff was at 18. So
forgettable. Forgettable group, like a pretty bad group, really, when you look at it. Like the only star, like Stackhouse was okay. He was just okay in the NBA. And Garnett was obviously the Hall of Fame great one out of that entire draft. Could they have done better than Big Country? Yes, but it wasn't Big Country's fault that the franchise folded. It was management and ownership that blew that one. And so you just have those drafts. Now, this year coming up, we have a great draft. Last year, great draft. So it's exciting to see. I think there is a deeper pool of better talent, particularly with the NBA being so global now in terms of where they seek their talent out. It's having good young players come in and be so impactful right away, like Flagg, Kneppel, AJ in Philadelphia, all those players, they're just really doing some, there's some young guys coming in, more of them, and doing a great job right away.
Paul Sir with us on Sports 1440. Hey, you just mentioned Cooper Flagg. So he sprains his ankle last night, and it was a similar, I'm not saying it was a reoccurring injury from a couple nights ago, but it was something that happened where he did have a little tweak. Was it just something freak last night, or what are you thinking? And how bad does that hurt the Mavs here?
Well, it kills the Mavs. Obviously, you've got the always injured Davis. And by the way, back to Husks, you can't make a deal. Anybody that makes a deal for Davis, there's got to be a salary reason, because it's certainly not going to be a reliability or durability reason. But I think the Flagg thing is unfortunate. I don't know what to say other than I hope it's not too severe, that he's not gone too long. It kills the Mavericks. Kyrie's still out. Davis is hurt. They're not that talented anyway. Flagg, the last 20 games has been unbelievable in overall, like averaging almost 22 a game. in the last 20, I believe is what it is. He's going to be the player we all think he is, asterisk always being, if he can stay relatively healthy throughout his career. Ankles are never a good thing. So hopefully for the sake of the Mavericks, but also for the sake of the league, Cooper Flagg at 18 or 19 years old, it doesn't start having chronic injury issues.
Yeah. Locally, what's on the top of your mind? I mean, Pandas had a bit of a rougher go there with Saskatchewan, but what's on your top of mind here locally, Paul?
Well, I think I'm glad you brought the Pandas up, because you're right. It was tough. They lost 2 close ones. And I think in the long run, all coaches believe that you have to be tested, and failure can identify weaknesses and give you the opportunity to correct them that you don't get when you're successful. You can always gloss over areas of weakness and not pay as much attention to them as you need to. Scott Edwards is going to have to get back in the gym with the women, because Lisa Tomaitis, longtime national team coach, has won national championships. Lisa her teams don't usually display much in terms of weaknesses. So Lisa is the women's equivalent of Smart at Carleton, who won like 100 championships in a row on the men's side. Like I mean, the greatest basketball record of all time, north and south of the border, in terms of national championships. But Lisa, you have to beat her. And in order to do that, you have to be good at everything. So this gives Scott and the Pandas an opportunity to retool and improve, because they've got tough contests coming up against Calgary and Regina, who are also up in that top tier. So that will give them a lot of runway to get better and better as playoffs approach.
Yeah, and they got Manitoba coming in, both the Bears and Pandas, this weekend, Friday and Saturday, at the Salvo Community Sports Center. Were you able to get a parking spot there last week, Paul?
Of course not. I honestly think there are no parking spots. I think they're all holograms. You drive in there, there's never a parking spot. All you see are these zombie cars driving around looking for that magical moment when you see the reverse lights go on and they back out, and you actually might get closer. You don't have to walk 1.5 miles or 2 kilometers. I'm sorry, I got to convert to the metric system sometime.
Oh, man. Yeah, they need, a double or triple level parkade there, don't they?
Oh, my gosh, yes. And that opened, Saville opened in 2011. So we're 14 years into it. Still navel gazing, saying, God, we really have a parking problem here, don't we?
Well, you know what? We went through the snow removal, the LRT. We might as well talk about parking today.
Well, wait, we haven't gone through snow removal yet. So
we did earlier on the show. And
oh, did you really?
Yeah,
I would call it the lack of snow removal.
Well, for years I've never called it snow removal, just snow moving around. You just push it around.
And mostly by car wheels, because all I can speak of is in front of our house. Oh, there's a lot of ruts.
Can't imagine. What's coming up on Hoop City on Saturday, Paul?
We're gonna have our first community hero segment. One of our sponsors. We're gonna focus on a local personality in the community that's making a difference in the sport of basketball, and it's not going to be like superstar driven. It's going to be dedication driven. So excited! In our second segment will always be on local content exclusively. So our community hero will be talking about that, working with Jordan Baker on a Stinger segment too in the next while that we'll start talking about to build up excitement and awareness for the Stingers coming up. And then my deep dive this weekend, I welcome back Ben Golliver from the Washington Post. And everybody that listens to Ben, you're going to get the best of the best. So we're going to, talk about the start to 2025 and all the goings on in the NBA.
Is Josh Fenwick your community hero for week 1 here?
Oh God, you had to blow it for me. Now I have to pick somebody else because the surprise is off. Sorry, Josh. We'll have to get back to you later, but you can blame Kevin for this. So
yeah. He's a hero in our books here, Paul.
He is in
Yeah.
mine too, because
So-
he can actually turn a light on
Yeah.
and operate that thing in front of him in the studio. So
Barely. So you look like a guy like Reed Clark and down that road, right?
absolutely.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, we love to give Josh the gears around here. Appreciate you coming on. Paul, as always, have a great show on Saturday, and we'll talk soon.
Look forward to it, Kevin. Thank you. You have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. That's Paul Sir, Hoop City from 10 to 12 right here on Saturdays. Follows the Triple S. Paul Sir, Josh Fenwick, community hero. Gives us the thumbs up. I thought you'd be grabbing the mic to talk about this. You excited about this? You know, the first ever community hero.
Well, I don't do it for the fame and glory of the.
Well, is there a check that you get or something?
No.
Or what?
Dude, I wish.
Forget a check. He's talking about fame and glory. That must mean like a statue goes up of him or something right out front here at the mall.
The inaugural community hero of Hoop City with Paul Sir.
Maybe it'll be a 6-pack from J Dog again. You'll get another.
It was good.
6-pack on Hammer. J Dog and Brant Myers. I'll probably see Mizey later today.
J Dog, you guys cooked up in the lab with that one. It hit the spot.
Yeah,
it hit the spot.
Attaboy. When we come back, we'll get to MTR says Josh the community dope. Yeah, that's probably better. We'll get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. Kevin Karius show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, community hero, and Mackenzie the intern, all on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all say we're going to start eating healthier or going to the gym or starting that new hobby. But at GS Construction, we actually follow through on our New Year's resolution because it's the same every year. We promise to set the groundwork, literally, for another year of progress and growth. And we've stuck by that resolution since 1974. So start that all-you-can-eat diet. GS Construction is going to start planning right now for the year ahead. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Remember 2025? That's so last year. But seriously, St. Albert Dodge needs to clear some 2025 models off the lot to make room for new inventory. So they're having a huge clear out of all the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas. The Sahara package is the best seller, so they have a great selection to choose from and priced from as low as $59,900. I don't have to tell you, these are going to go fast. So get there before they are gone. Just head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vimy and Donnan have to offer. Visit vimyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Made for some rough roads, but it means trails are now packed and ready for action. Don't miss out on riding adventures this winter with a Ski-Doo from Riverside Honda and Ski-Doo. Work or play with new 2026 Generation 5 models with class-leading design and power. And right now, take advantage of 5.99% financing OAC. Only at Riverside Honda and Ski-Doo. 15 Inglewood Drive in St. Albert. And always at riversidehonda.com. Shop local, shop Canadian. Get ready.
We're going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Shoresy's back, and it's only on Crave.
We need total buy-in from every guy in this room.
The Smash Hit Series returns for a brand new season.
We're going to be playing the EU All-Stars.
Shoresy is facing his toughest competition yet.
This EU team is spectacular.
They are not scared of them.
Hear that, Shorzy?
Let's make sure they never forget who we are.
Shoresy,
New season, stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
And Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 924 in Edmonton. This just came down while we were talking with Paul Sir from Hoop City. Well, actually, a couple minutes right into the interview. Too bad our community hero, Josh Fenwick, didn't bring notice to it here, but that's okay. Maybe we'll ask Josh about it right now. 20 people charged, 15 of them college players, in a point shaving scheme involving 39 college basketball players, 17 NCAA Division I teams from the 23-24 and or 24-25 seasons. Just kind of looking at a lot of players, and it's fixing a New Orleans game. Said Quavius Hunter, Quavian Short. They couldn't have had Jim Smith and Johnny Jones here, but the other 5 defendants were described as authorities as fixers, but this isn't going to be ending well. It's a 70-page indictment beginning around September of 2022. College players ranging from 10 grand to 30 grand to compromise games for betting purposes, according to the indictment. So this just basically came out today, unsealed, a federal indictment in the Eastern District, of Pennsylvania. I think I kind of got the gist of it there. I just punched it up, Joshy boy. So Josh Fenwick, a big college football or college basketball guy, NBA guy.
And community hero.
Community hero, yeah. Unreal. You got to get cards made up.
Yeah, I do. Business cards. Digital producer / community hero.
Community hero, yeah.
Or community hero / digital producer. Put that first. If NIL didn't exist, this is basically the plot of Blue Chips. You seen Blue Chips?
No.
Oh.
Are you talking like, I don't, the only like, is it similar to the scheme with the
well, 2 people are connected to that as well. Okay. Shane Hennon and Marv's Fairley are also charged in a federal indictment in the Eastern District of New York, centered on gambling schemes in the NBA, which I assume, this is from ESPN, so I'm assuming that is related to the Chauncey Billups
that was the poker
gambling
stuff,
scheme that came down. What would that be, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago now?
Yeah.
This is big. Like I think we're seeing it across all the major leagues now that people are cracking down seriously on players gambling and everything, and unusual betting patterns and all the things of that such. Ever since essentially Jonte Porter got caught, and so I'm interested to see where the rest of this goes. Like, everyone's sponsored by a gambling site now. Wow. We've talked about it ad nauseum on the Lowdown with Low Tide here. I've talked about it with lots of other people that, like, there's so much out there that you basically can't ignore it. And then, of course, you're paying now 18-year-old kids, 19-year-old kids mass amounts of money with NIL. Why not just turn it into more money?
They don't have the fourth quarter. I haven't seen it anyway. Fourth quarter revenue of worldwide. I shouldn't say worldwide. I guess it is worldwide. It's $11 billion that was gambled. Revenue. This is gambling revenue. $11 billion in the first 3 quarters of last year. So they haven't included the last 3 months. Yeah. So just call it 15 billion, which is up 13% from the prior year.
It's a lot.
15 bill.
with so much going on like that, again, it changes a lot of like just how sports is covered now at this point.
So 20 people charged by federal prosecutors, including 15 former college basketball players. They're calling it a betting scheme to rig NCAA and also Chinese Basketball Association games. That's also in here too. 15 played for Division I NCAA schools as recently as 24-25. And again, the other 5 defendants are, well, they're called fixers, call them bookies, call them whatever you want. We'll be hearing more and more about this as things progress here. Tough. 833-401-1440. Canada says, don't let people tell you this is because of legalized gambling. This has always happened. Just now it's legal so people can complain. Red flags can be thrown up. Before, who were you going to tell if you were a bookie? Well, I can tell you firsthand that that's a lot of, there's a lot of truth to that for sure. Bookies used to be, used to go on a Friday to a certain place in town, and you would either collect your money or you'd pay your money. What are you laughing at, Duke? Because I didn't say where it was?
Well, no, it's just like you'd either collect your money or you'd pay your money. That's just, humorous in nature.
Wow.
That because in our understanding, from a pop culture standpoint, they didn't actually experience this firsthand.
Wow.
Right? It's every mobster movie or degenerate gambler character in a film or TV show, and your bookie's chasing you around town trying to collect or whatever the case.
Precisely.
Right? Rounders.
Yeah. I could just tell you there was a place I would go to, Duke, that was very close to the station, television station.
Right.
Probably 50 yards away.
Oh, I wonder where it was.
I can tell you on Friday around 4:00, you couldn't get a seat in there. How's that sound?
Yeah. And so, listen, Kev, we're not.
No.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is on something like this, but did you just deal with one guy every time, or was there like a collection of people that were all under the same, I don't know, organization, if you will?
These guys went through enough. It was a different time. How's that sound?
Sure.
Yeah. Eli says, LOL. Everyone of a certain age knows exactly where that was. Kent says gambling wasn't advertised on TV and radio every commercial break. Well, that's exactly what we're saying. It was done differently because it's legalized now. And the other thing about when legalized gambling came into play, and we're not saying anything earth-shattering here. Most of the money, at least it stays within Canada, North America. A lot of it, not all, like almost all of it was going offshore, where it was going to so many things that we don't want to get involved and talk about the dark stuff, but it was going offshore. That's where the money was going. At least these companies here, and again, they are on every break, every commercial, at least it's in staying within the country, things like that. As far as revenue generated and everything else, because it was going to a lot of dark places before it became legal. When we come back, I believe Ladislav Schmid is somehow entering the building. We'll check in with Laddie when we return. Also in the 10 o'clock hour, and this is going to be an interesting conversation because Laddie's worked with Ethan McKenzie for a couple of years now. Being, a defensive coach and a defensive specialist coach with the Edmonton Oil Kings. So, Ethan McKenzie, you can't ask for a better story. I mean, this is a guy that, played a couple of years here already in Edmonton with the Oil Kings, went through the draft twice, undrafted. Then last year has a bit of a growth spurt over summer. Gets named to the evaluation camp and then the team camp for the World Junior team, makes the team. And going in, he was a guy that wasn't on the radar and then ends up to be a regular with Team Canada at the World Junior Championship. So we'll check in with Ethan McKenzie coming up around 10 bills. Laddie Schmid when we return on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick, community hero, and Mackenzie, the intern, all on Sports 1440 AM radio. Just think, nicknames, they can come out of anywhere, and then instead of like, now all of a sudden Josh has one, isn't that something? We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Happy New Year. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for everything in 2025. With your help and your support, we fed almost 500 families. We donated to various charities in the Edmonton area, and we're going to do it again in 2026. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
The BCHL All-Star Game is coming to the Thompson Family Arena in Spruce Grove. The league's best players will go head-to-head in two exciting games, January 16th and 17th. The BCHL College Prospects Game takes place on Friday, January 16th at 7 p.m., while the premier matchup will see Canada take on the world on Saturday, January 17th at 7:30 p.m. For ticket inquiries and excellent group ticket packages, go to tickets.sgsaints.ca.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports is Sports 1440.
From Low Tide to Kevin Karius and Jason Greger, we deliver the latest on your favorite teams.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week
to Sports 1440.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So, when you wake up to no heat,
call Legacy, call Legacy.
If you need it immediately with no overtime rates. If you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
No payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru. Engineered for Canadian winters, built for real-life confidence. Tackle the ice and snow with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, delivering the power, control, stability, and grit you need. And when the temperature plummets, you'll cruise in comfort with heated seats and heated steering wheel. All this plus peace of mind with Subaru's top safety pick status for 19 years running. This winter, it's time to get you into a Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca today.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:38 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, Mackenzie the intern, and our co-host on Thursdays, Ladislav Schmid, stepping into the building. Good morning, laddie.
Good morning, Kevin.
I saw you in a fancy suit last night at the Oil Kings game. Oh boy. People, I
would make some inappropriate comments, but
like what kind of inappropriate comments?
Cleaning up the aisles.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, my wife gave me the double look last night when I was leaving.
Oh,
It's
really?
been a while, yeah. She's like, oh my God. Cleaned up.
I was going to say that I heard they had the highest attendance last night for women 65 to 80.
It was the highest attendance probably for Wednesday night hockey,
Yeah.
junior hockey.
Anyway.
It was nice
Yeah.
to be able
So
to
you were on the
present-
ice. Tell everyone what happened.
Well, I was presenting the award to Max Curran for the second place.
Yeah.
Finishing higher than
The
Team
Czechs at World
Canada.
Junior,
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
people know.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I assume, but
Mhm.
yeah, finishing second at the World Juniors. Ethan McKenzie got the award from Kurt Hill, the GM of the Oil Kings as well. So it was nice to see the boys.
Yeah, Max Curran had a little injury there last night, didn't he? Did you?
Yeah.
Was the second
Yeah.
period. It's not too bad, is it, or what?
Well, I hope not. I'm going there today.
Yeah.
Skate the injured guys, but yeah, that we'll see. It would suck because he's playing very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
And then also
Producing points.
Dylan Dean. That was kind of scary a bit.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's one of those.
everything's
It's like I haven't talked to anybody. I came home a little bit earlier, so we'll see. But hopefully, it's not too serious.
Mhm.
Like the team has been reasonably healthy. They got some big additions on the back end, especially. So the team looks pretty good. Like they lost yesterday in the shootouts, but it was like in two periods. I think they outshot the Medicine Head, who was like a point ahead. They outshot them 27-8.
Yeah.
They had Medicine Head had nothing. They shouldn't even be in the game, but we just couldn't score, capitalize on their chances, and it cost you at the end. And you lose in the team hangs around. They push. They score a goal too on their penalty kill, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, they skated away with 2 points, unfortunately, even though I thought Oil Kings dominated most of the game.
Tonight, Oilers are taking on the Islanders, and we talked about Matthew Schaefer quite a bit. So I don't know how many times you've been able to watch him play.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So maybe your thoughts, because we had a guy on from New York and Stefan Rosen. And
What was he saying?
Well, I mean,
save this franchise. Save here.
What he said was because the Oilers went into Long Island on October 16th.
Yeah. So
I mean that he's just starting.
Yeah.
He only played about a minute or two against both Leon and Connor that night, but we'll see what happens tonight.
I don't think they're protecting him anymore. He plays.
Oh, no,
he plays big minutes. He's gonna
25
be.
a night.
He's gonna be facing one or the other, right?
Mhm.
It's incredible. Like honestly, 18-year-old. I don't remember last time. Do you remember
defenseman?
Do you remember last time defenseman
At
at the 18 dominating this way? I don't.
Well,
who was like maybe not like Drew Doughty looked pretty good at the age of 18, but he wasn't like producing at this pace, I don't think, and playing this big of a minutes. Who else?
I don't know. I mean, not
Cale
at 18.
Cale Makar.
But at 18, he was
wasn't.
still in the AJHL.
Yeah, he was in the AJHL. So like, no, like I don't remember one guy and one kid kind of like a turnaround of your franchise. Like you could tell the interviews even like at the training camp, like Bo Horvat, Barzal, they were almost like it seems like they were looking up to him. Like veterans, like good players like that, they're like, well, finally we have somebody, and they could see the raw talent in the training camp, and now like he transferred it into the season, and you can tell Patrick Roy's or the coaching staff does a great job believing him. They're encouraging him make plays, even though sometimes he's gonna make mistakes, but he honestly rarely does. He will, but he is like I'm speechless, man.
I just punched something up because when you said that as an 18-year-old, who's the last guy? And I hope that the site that I'm looking at is credible, because you never know, right? Just when you're doing something so quick.
Well, as long as it's not a crack list or something.
But here I'm going, and as far as points go, he's got 30 right now. So he's going to finish. He's probably going to finish second. Is it 8? It's 18, 19 year old season.
Yeah,
okay?
that's fine.
So 18, 19.
Who is number one?
So I'm going to tell you who he's behind right now at 7 and had 31. Peter Svoboda.
Peter Svoboda.
I
know Peter.
Montreal.
Montreal.
Okay. And that would have been 84, 85. I remember when he got drafted, and people were going, "Who the hell is this guy?" He looked like he was about 130 pounds, and people were just they were livid that the Canadians drafted this guy.
He's not 130 pounds anymore.
No,
I'll tell you
no.
that. He's a regular size.
Oh, really?
He's an agent. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I know him very well. He's he's
So-
one of a kind.
I'm just looking at, and I think I got the years right here. The last guy that would have been doing this as an 18-year-old to a 19-year-old year would have been Rasmus Dahlin.
Okay,
and
so not that long
and
ago.
that's 2018, 2019. That's the last guy that would have
Similar?
impact.
Okay.
Okay, a similar impact that Matthew Schaefer.
But I understand they're like around the playoffs.
Sure, they're in.
They're in. So was Buffalo in? Not a chance. Like
No, I think back then Buffalo would, because this is 82, 83. Oh, sorry.
no,
Pardon me, not,
19. No,
where we at?
Buffalo wasn't in the playoffs in like the last 15
sorry,
years.
yeah, 18, 19. Yeah, you're right. 18,
Yeah,
19.
so
sorry. I'm
so like,
looking
I'm
at-
gonna say Schaefer's got a bigger impact than Dahlin on the team. Like
Well-
I just like
Eh.
man, like like I can imagine playing NHL at the age of 18.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't mature, and what's even more incredible is what he went through.
Mhm.
This kid and how humble he is. Like his interviews, like it's just like you're rooting for him.
It's funny, this site is kind of cool. We mentioned Rasmus Dahlin, so it gives he's born in 2000. The season was 18-19, had 44 points. Schaefer's going to finish with more than 44
Oh, yeah.
points. So he's going to finish second all time with defensemen that are in their 18, 19-year-old.
That's crazy, man.
The best one ever, Phil Housley. He
Yeah.
had 66 points. And that was it. I was looking at 82, 83.
Isn't he the highest scoring American defenseman,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
he's a top 5
Yeah.
American U.S. born player.
he was a good player.
The other guy that's still playing right now that's in this list is Aaron Ekblad. So that's back in 14, 15.
14, 15, yeah. Because he played when he was 18,
Yeah.
by the way, too. First
It's a
over.
cool little list that I got. Number 3, Bobby Orr.
I was wondering where is Bobby Orr? Like, come on. But no, that's a really good company to be in.
Yeah. But like Schaefer will be number 2 on this list because he's 14 points behind Rasmus Dahlin. So
That's it's still, man, like I said, like hats off to him. I'm very happy. Watching him last year at the World Juniors when he got injured, I think that hurt the team more than people realized.
for sure.
Like he was their best defenseman,
Mhm.
even a year younger, right? And then just like I knew he was good,
Yeah.
but I didn't think that he would have nobody knew that he's gonna have that big of an impact. Like the first year in the NHL, like it's the right environment. I think right teammates, like right coaching staff. They believe in him. They voiced it several times. They keep putting him back out there, so he feels probably comfortable, and he can just go out there and play his hockey. And it's like I know how it feels when you feel the trust of your teammates, the trust of the your coaching staff. So he's in the right situation. I'm happy for him and for the Islanders. You know.
Well, and I had him on my Canadian Olympic team. I'm not saying he would have played, but I would have wanted him here and in Milan for
Yeah.
4 years down the road.
I know. I know he could have been there. But I see Team Canada what they're doing, more experience. But yeah, you can afford one young guy there, or like on the back end. Why not? But he's not missing anything. He's gonna be there in 4 years.
Oh yeah,
and he's gonna be. I'm pretty excited. Well, shouldn't be.
Well,
Team
yeah.
Canada, but I'm excited just for hockey, just to watch him.
Yeah,
Like,
he was really good. What have you made of the Oilers? Like Jake Wallman comes back now, plays the other night. The first goal, I wasn't sure how he was playing that, but I thought he made some really nice plays and moved the puck as the game went on.
It's been a while. Obviously, tough to come back. You know, nothing's gonna substitute games, right? Even like you can do your conditioning, but the game pace and the game conditioning is totally different.
Yeah.
You know, there's like nerves in it, and like you get more exhausted. I think he did fine, and it's somewhat stabilized the back end, right? It's the pairings. Like it's been like kind of rotation. So now we have those pairings kind of set.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very important. Like, you need to find that chemistry. Like, let's be honest, the playoffs going to be here pretty quickly. Like, this is going to be a crazy month, Olympics, and after Olympics, there's not that much time.
Oh.
So, like, you want to build that chemistry as much as possible. I told you several times, I don't like the 7-man rotation. Like for me, like those D pairs, they need to work on that chemistry because like you go.
Don't you think that'll happen now, Laddie? Because I mean, Regula is number 7 now.
Yeah.
So,
I think it will. It will, but you need some time, right? Because what happens, you're gonna get more and more tired, and your brain tends to do like a brain fart, right? But like if you have that chemistry and you do things automatically, when your brain is tired, it goes back to the automatic things. So if you can build these habits with your partner, and you know automatically where the other person is gonna be, like you are well off. Like it's half of the battle.
Where's the better fit right now for Wallman? What do you like? Who would you rather see him with? Some people say, well, okay, the Nurse Wallman experiment or didn't really work a lot. And then,
well, right now it was Nurse and Emerson, no?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. And Stastny and Bowman. I would
continue on with that.
I would give it a shot. You can always go back to like in the parts of the hockey games, you know, like you can pair them up, Nurse and Bowman, if you really need to. But like right now, you have it spread out kind of thing. You obviously know who the top D pair is. They play the most minutes, and then you know, like you can play around with it a little bit.
Yeah, I Nurse and Emerson to me, and let Wallman find his way back.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, like he's gonna need a few games, and like not that he played bad. Like I think he was fine, but I think he can be better. Right, like it's the first game after so many games missed.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I would leave it as it is. Let him find his footing completely, and then maybe you can change it, but maybe you don't have to. Like if they're gonna, you know, not allow that many goals, play decent team game, like don't need to change anything.
Got a text in from Larry. It's an email to me. Wow, attaboy, Larry. If you get a chance, ask Laddie if Laddie is responsible for the great offense that Juracek showed at the Czech Junior tournament.
Not a chance. I don't want to take any credit. It's like I had him last year too. He's just a gamer, that guy. You know, he's gonna take risk. You have to live with it. But what I saw this year, like last year, he was forcing the play a little bit too much. And it was after an injury he came back. But as the tournament went on, he got better and better. The bigger the game, he gets just better. And that's unbelievable skill. He's just a gamer. And this year, what I saw was even better because he wasn't making those mistakes that you can tell that he's, you know, he hasn't been, thank God, injured again. And he had some swagger coming from the OHL. Their team is doing very well.
Yeah.
I think they're the top team. And yeah, like he wasn't forcing the play. He just saw the opportunity and he took advantage of it. And yeah, like
what do you think his ceiling is? Like, can he be a 40-point defenseman in the NHL? Is he?
We'll see. And like I think he could be top 4.
Yeah.
Not sure if he would
40 points too much?
Maybe too much.
Yeah.
I'd say 30. But maybe some guys just they play even better in the NHL. So
the better the competition, the better
exactly. And he might be one of those. Yeah. Like honestly, like I said, he's a gamer, and so like it could be. I don't like these like predictions because maybe he might not make it, or he might be number 1, number 2 defenseman. Like you know, there's 100% potential for him to be top 4 on the NHL team. But again, well, I don't know.
It's the better the competition, the better some players play.
Yeah.
Just like you last Thursday at Argyle.
It was Monday. Just like your day. Duke, how old is this guy, man? Like his memory goes.
He's old. How about that? We had this text come in earlier, Laddie, just before you got here from Tiger. And it just leads with Tiger. Hey, Kevin, you're pretty old. And then it goes on to talk about, we were talking about some gambling stuff or whatever, but that's just how
last Monday.
That's how people
this Monday.
Well,
it was like 3 days ago that I was roasting you. Kevin reminded me of my career. Dash after dash after dash.
Were you his partner?
No,
Do I play against him? I was
you were
causing the
dashing him.
dashes.
You were dashing him.
here's what
He was trying to play me like body and body. Nobody was hitting. He tried to hit me in the corner, and then in zone he put his stick between my legs. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. It's like can opener.
Oh yeah, Louis would have loved that.
Well, one of the guys came back to the locker room like early. I had to go.
Yeah,
he's like, "You play hockey? Like you're pretty good at hockey." Like, yeah, I play.
Do you remember who said that?
Fuck, I don't know, man. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I have no idea who said that, but I was like looking at it, I was like, yeah, thanks, man. Like, yeah, I played my whole life.
I never knew that.
Yeah, but it was just me and him. Me and him, and he's like, hey man, you look good out there. You're really good at hockey. It's like it's like thanks.
I gotta find that out. But it was funny because in the room, Laddie put on a blue jersey, a dark one, and then Louis, who's been around the skates for about 30 years, he says, "Laddie, put on a white." And I was like, I knew that was trouble right away because you guys mopped the floor with us.
Well,
you did.
I wouldn't say mob the floor. There were some good players.
Yeah, a couple guys.
The big guy, the number 91.
Yeah.
The big dude, like
on your team,
skill. Yeah,
yeah,
he has some skill.
He's a big load too.
Yeah,
I think he was sitting beside you. That's Luke.
Yeah.
And on our team, Cunny, the guy, he's kind of a gangly guy, not bad, but you know what he said? He said, make sure you tell Laddie on Thursday because we had a beer after when you left. He says, make sure you tell Laddie that that he remembers that I walked him a couple times.
He walked me once. Yeah, you cannot hit. He likes the toe drag, so like next time I'm gonna put it right through his chest.
Yeah.
Shoulder through his chest.
Yeah,
he had good mitts.
Yeah, he's
and good speed.
Yeah, he's good. There's like I said, there's a couple.
He tried to play me hard, but unfortunately he fell short. Like the rest of them.
Well, sure, but it was fun. It's like you said.
I liked it a lot. Good pace for me. I sweat a lot actually. I was trying.
There's like you said. Well, you guys had an extra D than us too. You had 4D.
Dude, like you put me on that team. If you want to switch it around, I can play with 2D. I can play the whole time. It's good for my conditioning.
Sounds good. We got Ethan McKenzie coming up top of the hour.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't know?
No, I had no idea.
That's because I hadn't confirmed it yet.
You
when
just
I sent
had the
email,
Oil Kings puck report,
and I knew it wouldn't be a big issue for Laddie. Like he wouldn't have to do a ton of prep. So I figured it'd be a little surprise for him this morning.
He shouldn't. I shouldn't have favorites, but he's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Good personality.
Mm-hmm.
Good player. Really good player.
Well, he's going to join us right after the break. Oil Kings defenseman Ethan McKenzie, fresh off the bronze medal at the World Junior Championship.
Not silver medal, bronze medal. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was Czech.
Oh, yeah. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Every fresh chef-crafted gourmet meal is handcrafted from scratch with fresh ingredients and arrives at your door fully cooked and ready to eat and repeat. Order at meals.loca.ca. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers back at home tonight. They host the Islanders for a 7 o'clock puck drop from Rogers Place. Elsewhere around the NHL, 9 of the games, including the Habs in Buffalo against the Sabres. Penguins host the Flyers for a Battle of Pennsylvania. Canucks in Columbus playing the Blue Jackets. Jets play the Wild in Minnie. Flames down in Chicago. And the Nightcap has the Maple Leafs in Vegas against the Golden Knights. Some breaking news from the world of basketball this morning as 20 people have been charged by federal prosecutors and what's being called a betting scheme to rig NCAA and Chinese Basketball Association games. Of the defendants, 15 played basketball for Div 1 schools as recently as the 2024-25 season. In the association tonight, 9 games total, including Phoenix in Detroit, Miami hosting Boston, OKC going up against Houston, San Antonio playing Milwaukee, and the Lakers welcoming Charlotte to Crypto.com Arena. In case you missed it, last night, reports from Adam Schefter that John Harbaugh set to be hired as the next head coach of the New York Giants. Harbaugh spent the past 18 years as head coach of Baltimore, winning the Super Bowl in 2012. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Edmonton Oil Kings defenseman Ethan McKenzie, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
When the ground freezes, you wonder how anything can get done. And instead of staying outside in temperatures that would make a polar bear cry, you head inside where it's toasty and warm. But that's not what GS Construction does, because while the ground freezes above, we plan below, rebuilding and revitalizing the systems that keep our communities working year after year. Now, don't worry. GS Construction promises to do everything safely and efficiently, and we'll wear our extra warm clothing outside. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Exciting news from St. Albert Dodge. The all-new 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport packages have arrived. They have a great selection and a bunch of colors to choose from. And if you've checked out the Sport, you know it comes in some fun colors. Rugged capability, practical off-road features, and you can get behind the wheel for as low as $49,900. That's right. Put yourself in a brand new Jeep Gladiator Sport for less than $50,000. What more can you ask for? Time to head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV. This is the time of year people make their New Year's resolutions. If they're lucky, they'll keep that up till February. So I propose another resolution. This year, resolve to be camp ready. Now, what do I mean by that? At No Bull RV, camp ready means never wondering if your RV will be ready for May long weekend. You know it'll be ready because you made the decision back in the winter. You know, now.
Is Camp Ready something I can get from No Bull RV?
That's right, Bob. Camp Ready is our 12-month RV maintenance plan. It includes winterization in the fall, startup in the spring, roof assessments every year, and all your scheduled maintenance. So when you want to get to the great outdoors, you already know you're Camp Ready.
How do I get to be Camp Ready, Rick?
We're starting small, Bob. Just 100 Camp Ready plans are available at No Bull right now.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 10:01 in Edmonton. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, when we say we are on the road together, we mean it. From tires, wheels, oil changes to vehicle repairs, even the digital vehicle report. Check them out. Visit fountaintire.com to find out more as we welcome in Edmonton Oil Kings defenseman Ethan McKenzie. Morning, Ethan. You're with Kevin Karius and your coach, Ladislav Schmid, one of your coaches. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
How tough is it to work with Laddie, Ethan?
Oh, so tough, so hard. He's great.
Choose your words wisely, please. I'll be there in like 2 hours. Are you still gonna be at Rogers?
Yeah, we leave at like noon, so
okay.
There.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make it there before.
All kidding aside, hey, congratulations, Ethan, on the World Junior Championship and the bronze medal. I know, everyone wanted a different color, but maybe just overall, what was the experience like for you?
Yeah, no, that was a whirlwind of a month, but it was so fun. It flew by real fast. So it was quite a blast. It was a great team they put together. We just unfortunately had one bad game against the Czechs there, and they deserved it that game. But yeah, it's, of course, not the medal we wanted to come out with, but it's super proud and honored to be a part of it and having a bronze medal to carry with me.
Well, Laddie was given the Czech fist pump here, as you know. And you
I'm
can
sure
imagine.
he was.
Yeah. Laddie, maybe you want to.
No, like I couldn't be happier for Mac to make that Canadian squad. I know there was like a lot of rumors if he's going to make it or not. In my opinion, it's no brainer. Like he was first or second in points in WHL as a defenseman, like between the defensemen, him and Ryan Lane kind of battling for it at that time. And like I said, like Mac went through some injuries in past couple of years and always smile on his face, work even harder to get back in the lineup. I tried to text him as fast as possible when I saw that he got named, because I know we talked about it. Mm-hmm. Kevin didn't believe he gonna get named because not because of his hockey.
Yeah,
it was because he wasn't drafted. Yeah. And I thought it. Yeah, like I was worried about that too, because there is politics in every, not just Hockey Canada, but in Czech, Sweden, like there's always politics. But I was happy that they kind of stood behind you and they named you on that squad, because it was well deserved. He's having a great season, and like he's like you notice him every time he's on the ice. He's, I don't want to say dominating, but pretty close to that word. And like I said, it couldn't happen to the better person. Like I've been with the Oil Kings past 3 years, or maybe even longer, and Mac has been with us the same time. And like I said, hard, one of the hardest working guys, and like very humble, down to earth.
Ethan, maybe just speak to that, what Laddie was saying about, when you weren't sure about when you got to the team and you weren't sure, okay, am I going to make it? Am I going to play? Like maybe just as you said, it's been a whirlwind couple of weeks for you, but just that time that, before the tournament started, the team was named. What was that period and process like for you?
Yeah, for sure. There was definitely a couple of days there where I didn't think I was even in the chance to make it or anything, but I knew once I got there and got on the ice that I could kind of prove myself and show my worth to them. So I was just happy I got the opportunity to get out there and battle against these top end guys and just show that I'm not there to just get sent home. So I'm there to do something and make this team. So yeah, the first day that I was real nervous, and of course there's a lot of nerves going through the body and everything. So yeah, it was as soon as I got on the ice, it kind of relaxed me and could kind of settle into a groove and kind of get to meet the guys a lot better on the ice.
Yeah, that goal you scored, obviously a big highlight for you. But what about just even jumping up into the play? Because I'm sure that would have been something that gets discussed with the coaching staff, and you did it.
He does it all the time. Yeah, so it didn't surprise me, Mac. Was it something? Like I want to talk a little bit about the coaching staff. How was it? How was it working with Hunter and like the entire coaching staff? What was your like a mindset? What was what did you want to accomplish as a team? What was like the message to the team? We want to be the hardest working team, or like more offense skill? Like what was the message? What were you trying to accomplish identity wise?
You're trying to get back to kind of the old school Hockey Canada kind of team. Play kind of a grittier game, not as much, so much skill and stuff, but they would just be hardworking, get the pucks, like trip a lot of pucks in, try to hound the D, and then generate offense from there and kind of let us have free reign in the O zone. D zone, neutral zone is really structured and the way that he wanted to play, and it worked really well. And then once we had the O zone, he gave us kind of free reign to let us use our skill and stuff to make plays and jump in and do what we kind of wanted. Yeah,
Ethan,
all the coaching staff was great.
Yeah, great. Ethan McKenzie with us on Sports 1440, Edmonton Oil Kings defenseman, fresh off the World Junior Championship in Minnesota, where Canada picked up a bronze medal. Maybe just to describe that the game against the Czechs in the semifinal, Ethan, and what it took for yourself and for the team to refocus and say, hey, we're going to be playing for bronze here 24 hours later after a very difficult and tough loss against the Czechs.
Yeah, for sure. The Czechs kind of deserve that game. They came out way hard. I like to say they played our game kind of better, the Canadian way, a little bit better than us. So yeah, they came out flying. They deserved that win. But yeah, coming back after that one it was really hard. Your dream is always to play in the gold medal at the World Juniors, and getting that kind of taken away from you late at night, and then you kind of have to come back for a 3:00 game. It's a really tough turnaround, but I think the boys kind of settled in pretty good after the first period there.
Laddie?
Yeah, it kind of, with a tournament like that, it sucks. The one game, and then you're not playing for a gold. But yeah, like we went through it last year, right? Like, but it is what it is. Like you said, like I don't, like, a lot of people criticize the Canadian team, but when you look at it, you really lost the one game, and it just sucks. It's the kind of the
one, yeah.
it's a tough one, but you rebounded pretty well. Like, was there like a one or multiple guys in the leadership group who said, "Hey guys, we have to kind of forget about the semifinal game, refocus tomorrow. Still, there's lots to play for." Was it the message from the coaching staff or from the leadership group?
That night it kind of came from the coaching staff, and still, like, all the guys are pretty down and just kind of disappointed that we weren't able to play in that gold medal game. But then the next kind of morning, and when we got to the rink, it was a lot of the guys when we were there to do a job and kind of get a medal back for Canada, because we haven't in the past 2 years. So it was kind of community, and the leadership kind of started it. But yeah, it was a lot of, we're here for a reason. We got to bring a medal back and come out and do a job.
Yeah.
Even though it sucked. So yeah.
Ethan McKenzie with us on Sports 1440. Being undrafted, Ethan, does that give you a little more, a burr under the saddle, or you want to prove people wrong here moving forward? I've had so many guys on the show here in the last several months and saying, I can't believe that he wasn't even drafted in the 6th or 7th round last year. Why wouldn't you take a flyer on this guy? Can you maybe just run through if it was disappointing for you last year, year before, and to where you are now as your career moves forward?
Yeah, for sure. My first year, I wasn't really a shock to me because I was hurt the whole year pretty much. So didn't really get a chance to show myself. And then last year, I thought I had a pretty solid year and had a decent chance to maybe get my name called. But yeah, I had a bunch of family over for that draft last year, and unfortunately get my name called. So that one hurt for the day, but it didn't. After that, I got right back in the gym and kind of just continued doing my thing. There's a couple of guys here in Edmonton, me, Hodnet, and Soch. We both, like, all three of us kind of got a group chat and said this is going to be our kind of revenge tour year, and kind of show them that they made a mistake not taking any one of us. So that's what we kind of wanted to come out to do this year, and just show everyone that we're here to play and not mess around.
Well, Mac, I'll tell you one thing, man. Like, that's out of your control. You can only control what you can, and that's on the ice. I think you've done this, being hell of accomplished, being named on the Canadian team. The way you're playing for All Kings, I hope the season's gonna keep going well, and you can do some damage in the playoffs as a team, and you're gonna be obviously a big part of it if it's gonna happen. But I would be shocked if you don't get drafted this year. But I've seen worse things. Even if you don't get drafted, man, like there is other opportunities. Some guys need a little bit more, and I don't mean like you need more time to develop, but there is other ways, right? Going to university, and then you can sign as a unrestricted free agent. It happens all the time. It's just everybody's got a different path, but you said it right. Like, there's no need to dwell on it, right? Like, you don't get drafted, so what? Go back to work. You're one of the hardest working guys I know on the team, and I came across. So, like, if you don't get drafted this year, you can sign in a year or two out of university or wherever you're gonna play, because I see it in you. Like, look at from Czech Galvas, same thing, and he hasn't been drafted yet, right? And it has to do something to do, like, you're like a smaller stature guys, but like with you, Mac, like, you play much bigger game than your stature is. Like, you can skate, you're strong, you don't back off from the fights, you battle hard. So, like, hopefully the teams will realize it, and based on your showing at the World Juniors and the way you've been playing this year, like, I'd be shocked you don't get drafted. But that being said, if you don't, just keep working hard. And that with Luke Pierce, one thing with hard work works, right? To remember that it always does. It's been around for the longest time, and it does work, and you will get rewarded for it.
You
Thanks,
know,
buddy.
yeah. You know, Ethan, when it comes to being here now for a long time, there's some dry years, as you know. I don't have to tell you that. What's it like to be a part of, going through those dry times where you're not winning a lot of games, to where you guys are now one of the top teams in the country, one of the top teams in the WHL? What's that been like to feel all that hard work and, as you say, those down times to be where you are now?
Yeah, for sure. The first couple of years didn't quite go as planned. I thought the first year having only 10 wins in a season, it's very hard. It's hard mentally, and especially being so young, moving away from home. And then, you always question it, like, is this the right place or anything like that? But, going through those hard times with the team and every guy that was there, and it makes us stronger as a group. Me and Gavin have been there. Me, Gavin, and PD been there since that first year when we were 16. So the three of us are pretty close after that year. And coming in the year after, we just thought, we just got to do better than last year. And then we had a decent showing, but still ended up not being able to quite make playoffs. And then last year we had a pretty good year and just unfortunately got bounced in the first round. But yeah, all those hard times, makes a team closer, makes a team stronger, and just puts another fuel under a fire just to come back this year and to prove that we can do it.
What aspect of your game here, Ethan, do you want to work on the most? Maybe the last half of this year or whatever moving forward.
Yeah, I would say back to my defensive game. I would go killing plays down low in the corners. I think there's always a way you can improve on it, and different ways you can use your stick or get into battles or use your feet to get into battles. So I think just ending plays a little faster either off the rush or in the corner.
Wow.
Laddie's nodding his head here a little bit.
I am very impressed. Usually guys are like, get on the offense, a few more points. I'll see. He's intelligent, man. Like, it starts with on the defensive side as a defenseman. And then if you kill those plays quickly, you have more energy and more time to spend in their zone. The offense starts as soon as you lose the puck. And I believe in that. And I'm glad hearing this. I was going to ask, you made some trades, or Elks made some trades, new additions. How have those guys been fitting in?
Yeah, no, they've been fitting good. They're all great guys. There's a couple. They're a little shy. But that's of course how it is. There's a couple guys that are out there like Feeder. He's already fit in pretty good. He's already thrown out church to the guys. But yeah, they're a couple guys are a little more shy, coming in. But that's just waiting for them to settle in, and then they'll come out of their shell. But a lot of the guys are. Like Soch knows Obobifo from the past, and there's guys there that he has to talk to and stuff. So yeah, they're fitting in really well, and can't wait to see them actually come out and play.
Yeah, that was from Shattuck St. Mary's, right? Obofio and Sachin, right?
Yeah,
that's where
they played together
there. Imagine if Laddie got traded to a team. How would that work? He'd probably be the craziest, loudest guy on day one.
Yeah, I know you'd have some earmuffs for sure. Try to get through the day.
Hey, you're a West Kelowna guy, right, Ethan? And do you golf?
Yeah.
And you golf too?
Oh, I love to golf.
You must have played Shannon Lakes a lot, right?
Oh yeah, that's my membership there.
Oh, is that
there,
right?
2 Eagles.
Oh, yeah. Cool. What else? What other courses do you play in Kelowna when you're not playing Shannon Lakes?
2 Eagles. I go to the Bear and Quail quite a bit. Kona Springs.
Yeah, there's so many great courses there. Pretty tough to find a bad one.
Yeah, you can kind of mix it up wherever you want. You go around the place.
Yeah. So how often do you golf when you get back in the summer?
More than I probably should, but
don't say it. No, he's working out every day.
Yeah. You can golf and work out, Laddie.
Oh yeah, you golf, you work out, and then you work out, skate, and then you finish the day with golf.
Yeah,
I guess. Kevin's talking like he golfs and works out at the same time. Like, my God.
My right arm, Laddie, with the beer going up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of player are you, Ethan?
I can hit a ball far. The close touch isn't the best, but I'll get the ball there in 2 and then figure out what to do with the rest sometimes.
That's the same thing with all you guys. I saw Matthew Robertson and whoever else at the Oil Kings alumni. All 350, 350, 350.
And then a short game.
And then 3 putt.
Yeah, that's my problem right now.
Yeah.
I hit a ball far, but can't put the ball in the hole.
Exactly. Hey, just as we wrap up here, Ethan, because I know you, as you say, you guys are heading to the Hat. Maybe a thought on last night's game and then the rematch tomorrow in Medicine Hat.
Yeah, for sure. No, they played a good game there. We came out hard. We came out flying. We probably should have potted a little bit more in the first there. I figured we kind of let them into the game in the second there with our power play. We got to be a little better on our power play, but we played a really good game. You know, we were two really good teams going at it, so they ended up coming out with that one. So we're going back down there to pay it to them and get 2 points back for us.
Perfect.
Yeah, tell Holenka to work finally on his scoring touch. I don't know how many chances he needs. Christ.
Glad you show him a thing or two about your scoring touch.
Hey, Ethan, thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it. Congratulations on your World Junior experience and the bronze medal. Continued success and good luck in the second half and throughout the playoffs for the Oil Kings. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
That's Ethan McKenzie, Edmonton Oil Kings defenseman, and a bronze medal at the World Junior Championship. And the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. And again, we focus on one thing, and it is your vehicle. From oil changes to wheels to tire repairs, book your appointment at fountaintire.com today. He's going to be a point-a-game guy, Laddie, this year, likely. He's a point-a-game right now.
I know. Man, like I'm not very surprised. He's very dynamic.
Yeah.
Very dynamic. Can skate the puck. He can support the offense. He sees it, I think, pretty well.
Do you think if you weren't on, part of the show today, that he would have said, "Oh, I want to work on some toe drags. I want to work on, maybe going bar down."
No, man. Like I think he has it in his head pretty good.
Yeah.
He knows what's gonna make him push him to the next level, and that's honestly like you got to take care of the business in your own end.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, again, we talked about it. Probably a month ago or so before you went back to Switzerland, I guess it was. He had a growth spurt last year, and he's getting bigger, getting stronger.
He's bigger, thicker, and like he's very like powerful,
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, and he's got that like he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Or like he doesn't back down from anything. He goes into the battles. Like honestly, like he's good on both sides of the puck.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that fire in him. Like, and he's got like good energy in the locker room too. Like he's very positive. You want guys like that around.
Well, and he's been there a long time. And I think when we had Kurt Hill on, and I said, it's such a fine line when you are losing for a couple of years because of the cyclical nature of junior hockey. You have to. Sometimes there's a doubt in the back of your mind. Are these guys, even though we're losing, can we get them to the point where we know we're going to be winners?
You got to pick the right guys because it's easy to just call it a day, kind of quit.
Yeah.
It does the easiest thing.
Sure.
But like those three guys that have been there, Hadi,
Sachin.
No, Sachin wasn't there.
Oh, what?
No, these three guys he talked about,
okay.
Mac, Hadi, and Petey, they went through the whole thing when they were really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, but these all guys are very determined. They're professionals. They think about a game. It's not like, hey, I'm here just to play hockey. Like they're for those ages that like this young, they were already pros at the 16, 17. They were working hard. They were doing the right thing. Yeah, the team wasn't very good, but that's part of it. They understood. That's just the cycle of the junior hockey, right? But they stuck with it. That's kind of like the core, and then you add pieces, and all this. Next thing you know, you have enough good pieces that they can turn around kind of break the cycle and start winning. And that's the winning culture that Oil Kings were trying to build.
Yep. When we come back, we're going to go in or out with Ladislav Schmid. You like question? Did you see question 5 yet?
Yes.
Is it a food one?
It is a food one, but
Really?
also there's like some farm something, and so I lost interest right away.
Because the Duke being a farmer?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know why is it relevant. It is like some farm breakfast. Like I don't know.
You missed
like,
the one the other day because it was put a costume or whatever on your pet day. And the Duke said that he dresses up his cats all the time.
Slander.
You're gonna be single for the rest of your life.
That is not
honestly.
true,
You're gonna be
laddie.
single for the rest of your life.
Well, maybe he should do that though.
What?
Put the the costumes on his 2 cats.
And
That
do what with it?
Well, then the
Who's
ladies,
gonna
the ladies
interact
like
with
it.
some
Thank
crazy?
you, laddie. Thank you. I said that you should not put clothes on your pets at all, unless it's like those little shoes for your dogs when you're out walking them in the cold.
No, you can. Don't walk them in the cold if it's that cold, or you have a little cream on their little paws.
Yes, somebody
booties.
didn't you say you do that to your dog, Kevin?
Yeah, that's Musher's cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, so they're paws on correct, but it's
You know-
costume. So like we put costume on.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
You know,
So does
today,
Kevin. So does Kevin.
Yeah, today is the 5th anniversary.
Yeah, but we have significant others at home. Like we are not trying to, but like you're saying on the air.
Today is the 5th anniversary when we adopted Sammy.
Oh, how old is Sammy?
5.
Oh,
5th year. He was
yeah, adopted. So
yeah. He
I
was-
thought he was
sorry,
rescued,
yeah.
so he was older
No,
already.
he's 5.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
5.
I'll show you a picture of him.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy, what kind of
A poodle.
poodle?
Yeah.
Okay, Sammy. I had Sammy. He drowned in a pool. Unfortunately, a little dark here.
We better go to break after that.
That was my parents' dog. Yeah, I got them dog, and yeah, it drowned in my sister's pool. Very sad. He was the cutest little dachshund. Little dark few minutes here. Sorry, guys.
Very heartwarming as we go to break. We're back with
Poor Sammy.
We're back with In or Out, the Kevin Carey show with Ladislav Schmid, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Mackenzie the intern on Sports 1440. We're back after the break.
I skipped breakfast this morning. Stay out of my way.
Don't threaten me with your bad choices.
No worries. A booster bar from Booster Juice will fix me.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, because they're new. Snack-sized bars packed with seeds, pecans, gluten-free oats, all sorts of good stuff.
That sounds lovely, actually.
2 different flavors to try, too. Coconut pecan booster bars and harvest booster bars. Want to skip breakfast with me?
I take it back. You make good choices.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Oh, new year, new me, right?
How about a resolution you'll actually enjoy?
5th January, resolve to get a better ride at Nisku Ford. It's the New Year, New Ride event. Leave last year's vehicle in the rear view mirror and start 2026 in a brand new Ford. Get rebates as high as $10,000 or choose interest rates as low as 0%. Now that's a resolution you can stick to. Visit Nisku Ford today or browse our new inventory at niskuford.ca. Above expectations.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
Welcome back to the big program, 1028 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Ladislav Schmid, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, community hero, and Mackenzie, the intern, here in our Sports 1440 studios. Josh gets a great big grin on his face after his new moniker a little bit. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke, let her buck.
Edmonton Oilers back at home tonight, taking on the New York Islanders from Rogers Place with an assumption that Curtis Lazar will draw back into the lineup. Logical player to come out. Unfortunately, once again, it's going to be Andrew Mangiapane.
I'll probably go in on this one, Duke. I never, ever wanted Lazar to come out. You know that we argued against it.
Well, and like I wanted on record, like when we talked about it 2 days ago.
Why did they take
I
him?
wasn't on board with him coming out. I just thought that was going to be what the coach did.
It was it was a poor coaching decision.
I think Curtis has been pretty good for that role. Perfect. He scored some goals too.
It's the whole father's thing. I get it all, but I don't. He should have been in the lineup. Mangiapane had the turnover on the first goal. I didn't like the way he came back. I thought he kind of looked, if you watch him come back,
not the effort that you're expecting.
He's not at 100%. Not at 100%. Took a holding the stick penalty in the third period. Didn't like that.
That was kind of unnecessary.
The holding the stick. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know the stick's in there, but let go of it.
Let go. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Yeah. So I'm in.
Yeah, me too.
And like the fourth line in the game previous was pretty effective. Even in you always talk, Kevin, about making the most of your minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought in that the game before, what we're talking Chicago game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the fourth line used their minutes pretty
well.
effectively.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
I didn't agree with the decision, but it's kind of just a trend. And Donovan Paulson's done a good job of pointing this out that you don't have to go much further than tracking the ice time. And Lazar played less than 8 minutes in that game in Chicago to be the guy that came out.
He should
and only 16 seconds on the penalty.
He should have never come out. And Tony Berard down at the morning skate. Mangiapane is the odd man out.
Nice.
Lazar, and Mark Frederick on the fourth line. Howard stays in with Roslovac and Savoy. Status quo the rest of the way. Ingram in goal.
Interesting. Tonight's opponent, the Islanders. Speaking of goaltenders, you look at the last couple seasons, and the numbers are actually still pretty solid, but they are a dip from the years previous where he kind of really established himself, this being Ilya Sorokin, the Islanders' Russian superstar netminder. I look around the rest of the league, and we can talk about numbers down across the board, however you want to frame it. I still think Sorokin cracks my top 5 goaltenders across the entirety of the NHL.
Laddie's thinking hard about this. What are you thinking there, Laddie?
Oh.
Top 5 goaltender.
So I have Shesterkin, even though I get the numbers are not great. Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, Hellebuyck.
So that's 3.
I think Sorokin's in there. Like I agree. That's
three. That's what I'm like. I'm
in on this.
He might be in, man. Like
for sure.
Yeah. Logan Thompson, last couple years has been pretty good.
Right.
I think Demko's career got really derailed.
If Demko could stay, if Demko could stay healthy, he would absolutely be. He would be absolutely
in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at we talk about the Russians in the American. Yeah, Swayman and Jake Ottinger, I think, are the other guys in conversation.
So I would say Sorokin would be around 4, 5, 6 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I'm gonna be in. Yeah,
and it's unfortunate to say, but that top 5, 6. I know you put Thompson in. It's a little bit of a smaller sample size.
Yeah, it's a smaller sample.
Super dominated by essentially Russians and Americans. So those are the two goalie factories in this generation.
Maybe Fowler is gonna be there one day.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's a guy with a lot of pedigree, like a hype prospect type guy. You can say the same about Wallstedt. Maybe he's the next good, the great Swedish goalie that could take over that mantle from Lundqvist from a previous generation.
Yeah, I think Sorokin's having a fabulous year. He's in top 3 for Vezina this year.
Yeah, that's why they're in. It starts with the goalie, man.
Yeah, both him and Riddick have been. You said it earlier, Kev. Arguably,
Riddick,
one of the top, if not the top, couple pairings in the entire.
There might
league.
be like Riddick is really good this year.
Riddick and Sorokin right now are number 2.
I'm gonna text him to slow down a little bit.
In a tandem behind Blackwood and Wedgwood.
One of the goalies that Laddie just mentioned was not on the ice last night. Unfortunately, it was Jonathan Quick got victimized in his 800th NHL game. The Rangers get blown out at home by the Ottawa Senators, now find themselves last place in the Eastern Conference. The New York Rangers are, despite these poor results. I don't think that pending UFA Artemi Panarin is going to get traded here mid-season.
I would.
He's
got no trade though.
He's got to go.
He's got to go, man. Like for the organization, I think Chris Drury needs to go too. Like I'm like, I hate talking about like the management, but man, it's a mess there. We thought Vancouver Canucks was a mess.
Well, it's mirror images here.
But I think Rangers might be worse, man. Now, like you lose, what was it, 10-2?
They lost 10-2, and then they lost 8-4 last night.
Man,
at
like
home.
I feel like is the locker room quitting?
Yes,
they're quitting on the management. I'm telling you, it's been like it's not a good situation between the owner manager, like how it's ran there. There's something going on. Well, something we know that like they traded their faces of the franchises. They traded leaders. They traded like very like players in the locker room.
Let me ask you this:
they didn't replace it.
And I mean, Zibanejad had some comments after last night again. So saying, okay, he hasn't said that we haven't quit or the effort. Like it's close to saying it as he has. What does a coach do when you're at this point? Can you go to the rink for a practice today and just like, could you just all of a sudden say, lock the doors to the dressing room? You're not getting in. And you know what I'm saying? What's like, at what point are we at with when a team appears that they've quit?
Man, like I don't know. I don't think I ever been on a team that would like willingly quit. You're still trying to make it. Like you're still like in the NHL. You're still trying to play for your next contract. Like it sucks for Sullivan because he's one of the most respected coaches. Like he just got himself in a bad situation. This relationship, in my opinion, was broken a long time ago. Like not a long time, like a year or 2 years ago. It's not a good situation. There needs to be changes, and I think I honestly believe it starts from the top,
from the GM,
from the top. They are the ones who made those decisions. I don't think they were the right decisions, and the way they went about it was horrible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this is months later or a year later. This is what you're getting, but what is the right things to do? Like, you're still in a position of the power. If you want to salvage the season, I don't think they're going to be getting in. So start trading players. But I think in the offseason, there needs to be change, big change.
Do you think guys like, again, and like say, the Duke's team has landed 2 of them in Trouba and
New York Rangers West.
Hey,
Goudreau.
Like, do you think though that they're like, am I lucky to get out of there? Do you think they knew that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, what is JT Miller thinking now? Like,
I don't know.
He's got to be frustrated. He's not playing up to his potential. Yeah, it's bad. Guy like that, he had so much fire. You don't see that fire anymore. Like it's got to be in his head. Probably frustration, depressed. Like it sucks. It sucks, but like you have to move forward and try and like I think the right thing to do is trade Panarin. I don't know how much he wants to be traded, but they can get, I think, some value back. Like he is still a very dynamic player. Like sure, defensively he's not the greatest, but if you're gonna put him in the right situation on the right team, like he can help.
Yeah.
They were talking yesterday. Possibly Wild on TV. He's got the same agent as Kaprizov. Like for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Wild? Like Panarin and Kaprizov on the same line. Jesus Christ. that'd be quite a show.
Yeah.
And the team is so good, like on the both sides of the puck. So you could hide some of his defensive deficiencies. Just saying, well, like it was interesting to hear that.
It's so confusing because he does have full no move. It's just over 11.6 million bucks. So, and the Rangers are like right up against the cap, right? So in terms of holding back half the money to try and make a deadline deal work to somewhere, that it would really limit what they'd be able to take back in a trade, which is often the case in dealing away a player that has a large salary. You usually need to take another team's bad contract off the books to make the numbers shake out more often than not. So it's just really complicated. And
it is.
And this is purely, a stereotype, and it's probably not fair of me to say, but he is a Russian player. He's 34 years old. Is he content to talk to management or ownership even in James Dolan and say, I'm still the most exciting player this team has. I'll sign here for another 3-year deal to finish out my NHL career at a, obviously a discount from the 11.6 he's making now.
He never won, hey, Stanley Cup.
No, he got to Chicago after the fact. It's when you look back in hindsight, it's insane that the Blackhawks ever moved on from him because they didn't want to pay him, really, was what it came down to, and traded him for Brandon Saad to try and get the gang back together for tough years. So tough luck. But yeah, Rangers a dumpster fire right now, seeing how they can right the ship here in the second.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I would trade him, man. Like, so I'm out on this.
And if I'm him, I want to go.
Yeah, but you never know. Like, I don't know how much he likes New York or doesn't. But like, in my opinion, you're not getting any younger. You're still one of the top point producers in the NHL. Get yourself, like, you control
half a year of your life.
You can somewhat control where you're gonna end up, right? So
and then go sign with the Islanders in the offseason.
Whatever.
Well, whatever, but like, give yourself a chance to win at least. Like, this is the time.
Sticking in New York, the Giants, the football Giants, that are late reports last night from Schefter that they're finalizing a deal to make John Harbaugh the team's next head coach. Heavily pursued, mutual interest from both sides. Of course, Harbaugh coming off of 18 seasons as the Baltimore Ravens bench boss, winning a Super Bowl in 2012. This is a long-range prediction. We're not even into the conference championship weekend of this year's playoffs, but this is the big contingency here is health, always being a factor. But I think the Giants can be a playoff team next season, or will be a playoff team next season.
Who's their quarterback now?
Jackson Dart.
Dart, yeah.
Scadaboo back, Malik Neighbors back. Having the right coach in place can make a world of difference. You got to hire the right coordinators, of course, to go with it. But
are you blaming the coaching staff for
I do think that the coaching was a big issue there.
I'm out.
Who is in their division?
Well, that's the problem. I think Dallas is going to win more games than what they won this year. They win 7?
Yeah.
The Commanders won how many games?
The Commanders are a mystery because who knows what they're going to do. They need the defense so bad, needs to get better. And the Eagles are obviously reigning supreme 2 years. Because first, Laddie, is the first time in, what was it, Kevin, 15 years that there was back-to-back division winners in the NFC East.
So, the Eagles are going to win 11 games next year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The Cowboys are going to win more than 7.
Yeah.
The Commanders are going to win more than 5. I just don't see the Giants. I don't see the Giants turning things around in the division like how Chicago did. You know what I'm saying?
Every year, Kevin, one division, a team goes from worst to first.
Every year.
Okay,
I think the NFC East is so much of a randomizer, dumpster fire. Injuries happen all the time. I think that could be the spot that the Giants leapfrog up, and maybe they win the division at like 9-8. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm out on this one too. I'm excited for them to get a coaching staff they deserve, but I'm gonna give it like at least 2-3 years before they are where they should be.
Yeah, I'm in the same
boat
as you. Yeah, that's where I am.
But I know how much Duke wants this.
Imagine how much Struddy wants it.
Struddy wants it bad.
He's a Giants fan.
Is he?
Oh, absolutely. Well,
he just doesn't know.
And then and depending on how the previous weekend went for the Giants, when Struddy's on with Gregor every Tuesday, they spend half the time when Struddy's on just talking Giants. Struddy could be the GM of the team.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I thought Canadians are not allowed to cheer for NFL since you have CFL here.
Remember when Brian Dable got hired? Struddy, this is the guy that will lead us to the promised land.
There you go. Too many punches in the face. Like he did. It doesn't know.
Lastly, today is we're in the middle of, I should say, Farmhouse Breakfast Week. And Laddie, to clarify here,
What is this farmhouse?
I'm just gonna read it to you. I'm just gonna read it.
Is this thing made up?
I don't know
someone
why.
from Saskatchewan or like from
If I
where
had to
you
guess,
from?
I would think it's from like Britain or something, to be honest. But I'll just read this to you. An annual event that celebrates the day's most important meal. Week-long occasion highlights the many reasons why we should all start the day with a nutritious and filling breakfast. Time to rediscover the joys of breakfast and recognize its vital role in our daily lives. Why is it called Farmhouse Breakfast Week? There's another whole layout here. I'm not going to get into it, but that's
Why
what we
not?
have. That's what. Well, it's long. I don't want to read it all out loud. The moral of the story here: we want to talk food with you as we often do on Thursdays at this time.
Not lately. Not
That's
lately.
that we needed to get back to it. So why
Yes.
not get back into it with a big question? Choosing a full-plated breakfast. I'm going to give you 5 things you can put on your plate. I'm saying bacon, fried eggs, some fruit, shredded hash browns, and shout out our boy Liam Peace, toast.
Toasty.
That makes the perfect breakfast plate.
Well, I'm out. I'm out for sure.
Me too.
I don't know. You want to go with your perspective?
Go
here?
ahead. Go ahead first.
Well, to me, if you're having a farmhouse breakfast, listen, everyone should have their fruit every day, but the fruit's coming off for me.
Wow.
The fruit is coming off this plate, and you're putting a couple of pancakes, flapjacks, whatever you want to call it. I like it all with the bacon, the eggs. Mine would be like basted, Duke, probably basted. And then instead of the fruit, it goes pancakes. Got to have the shredded hash browns plus the toast. So fruit's out for me. I'm putting. If you're going to have all this crap like the bacon,
it has to be eggs, right? Farmhouse, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would do scrambled eggs.
Okay.
Hold a second. Scrambled eggs. Sure. Bacon, or I like fried ham. Fried
what about
ham.
the sauces?
Like some back bacon.
Like a back bacon. Yes, that's what I
Good
like.
choice.
Back bacon, scrambled eggs, fruit or vegetables, obviously for me.
So you got to put the fruit on.
Yeah, or vegetables. Yeah, one or the other. It's
What's
healthy.
a breakfast vegetable?
Yeah,
Besides the potato.
Hash browns for sure.
Okay, yeah. Just
I
wait.
wouldn't do the shredded hash browns. I like the hash browns that like
potatoes.
Okay. The last toast, yeah. Brown toast.
Full disclosure, I would actually prefer like tater tots as hash browns.
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like
that
those
would be perfect. But I think that's a little more unique. Usually, if you're at a restaurant or something, it's like you get shredded or cubed. And I definitely would take shredded over cubed hash browns.
No, I would do cubed than shredded.
Really?
Yeah, shredded is just
When they have that,
it's
when
like a
they do
big
the
bar.
hash browns and then they just crust it up on both sides, bang, bang, that's the best.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Bring Kim in here. What else we got? Who we got? Laddie Jr.?
No, Zane.
Zane. Oh.
What's up, bro?
Hi, Kim. Come on in. Oh, did you hear that Ethan McKenzie was on?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna say hi to him.
Yeah,
I think we were just talking some food, buddy. Do you like eggs?
No.
He doesn't. Do you like bacon? He loves bacon.
Wow.
He just crushes bacon. Hey, you like fruit? Hey, vegetables or cucumber? Doesn't like toast that much though. No, but
Liam would be disappointed.
Liam would be disappointed.
Remember Liam the intern, Toasty?
He said
he said toast was like the best breakfast food.
I like
Period.
toast with butter and jam. That's well, you don't eat toast. So like what?
Oh yeah, no peanut butter.
No peanut butter.
Peanut
for
butter.
Kevin.
Oh yeah.
I actually for breakfast I like just butter on it so then I can go into the egg yolk because I have fried eggs, not scrambled like you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah,
you gotta mop it up at the end.
Yeah, I like scrambled eggs. I like Kim's omelette.
Oh,
when she used to make me omelette. Now she makes it to our billet guy. Yeah.
How long has it been since you had an omelet?
Kim, say it. Say it. Be embarrassed. Yeah, since I quit hockey 3.5 years ago. Thanks, babe. She makes the best omelets, though.
Really?
Oh,
Well,
she does. Yeah.
Now you're probably craving an omelet.
Now I'm craving food altogether. Yes, I'm hungry. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Can you say hi to everyone?
Hi, Zane. How are you?
Good.
Good?
How are you?
I'm doing very good too. Yeah.
Who are you gonna cheer for today? Who?
Oilers.
Oilers. Yeah. Who are they playing? Do you know?
New York Islanders.
Wow. I heard you had a good conversation with Leon Draisaitl.
Did you meet him? Yeah.
What did he say to you?
Sign my jersey.
He
Yeah,
signed
he
his
signed
jersey.
your jersey?
Yeah. He did you give him a hug? Did Leon
Wow.
give you a hug back? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Some ladies were probably jealous that you were getting hugs, not them. Right?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh man. Yeah. He's all Oilers. At least one of my sons knows what's
No,
up.
yeah, well,
Not
exactly.
the other
The
one.
Leafs.
Leafs. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Vegas tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe they ended Colorado streak.
Who?
Toronto on
Oh,
Monday.
Well, I mean,
Well,
they lost a
somewhat.
few in a row.
Yeah, I guess.
When we come back, we'll wrap things up. Kevin Karius, Ladislav Schmid, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Mackenzie the Intern on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter goes skiing. Sick gear, Mr. Rooter. Are you ready to hit the slopes?
Not yet. I need to report a possible crime.
Oh no, what's happening?
I saw a bunch of hooligans discussing shredding the half pipe. As a plumber, I've taken the Hippocratic Oath to do no harm and act in the best interest of all pipes, whether PVC, copper, or otherwise.
It's made of snow, Mr. Rooter.
No, things are worse than I had feared.
There's no better plumber than Mr. Rooter.
The new double cheesy melt at McDonald's. We're talking 2 juicy, mouth-watering 100% Canadian beef patties, 2 slices of cheesy goodness, with even more melty, cheesy sauce on top. Topped with pickles, then crispy and grilled onions. The way it all comes together, you don't just eat it, you melt into it. The double cheesy melt, only at McDonald's. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Remember 2025? That's so last year. But seriously, St. Albert Dodge needs to clear some 2025 models off the lot to make room for new inventory. So they're having a huge clear out of all the remaining new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Saharas. The Sahara package is the best seller, so they have a great selection to choose from and priced from as low as $59.9. I don't have to tell you, these are going to go fast. So get there before they are gone. Just head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
It's Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca. Your fantasy football league sucks. Why? Oh, we've got 7 painfully accurate reasons. And don't worry, we've got fixes too. Visit fantasytoilet.com for all the tools and hilarious awards to make your fantasy league suck less.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 10:52 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Ladislav Schmid, back with you to wrap things up. Oilers and New York Islanders tonight. It'll be Connor Ingram in goal for the Oilers. We discussed this a little bit earlier on In or Out, and Roman Japani coming back out of the lineup. Ike Howard returns, and he'll play with Roslovic and Savoy. What have you thought of Savoy lately? And this is a guy that kills the penalties, but I think we're all looking for a little bit more here.
More offense, right? But that if you want more offense out of him, and I know he got some reps at in top 6.
Mm-hmm.
Still wasn't producing, but I think he needs just more time. He plays the right way. I respect that. He plays hard. He goes in the dirty areas. He plays on the PK. I think he's gonna have more time to get that offensive touch.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully in the NHL, he's shown it in the junior.
Yeah.
He has that. Like He's a highly skilled player. I think it will come.
Yeah.
I think it will come.
People were freaking out in town when Kasperi Kapanen came back after his injury and was inserted into the right wing spot with Leon Draisaitl.
Why were they freaking out?
They were.
Have they seen him play?
Everyone has changed their tune now.
No.
Everyone has changed their tune now.
I would tell those guys against huge panic.
But
great fit
for Kapanen, though. He's got to continue. It's about the consistency long term.
I think like if he can stay healthy, like that line is very dangerous. There's three big boys, right? You have the brains of Leon. Like he plays one of the most intelligent guys in the NHL. Obviously, I don't have to talk about it too long. Podkolzin, complementary player, great with Leon. Leon loves playing with him, from what I heard on TV. Yeah. Now you inserted Kapanen, similar like Podkolzin, even faster, can be physical. Unfortunately, those two guys don't have that like finishing touch, but you don't they can score goals, but they don't have that like a high-end finishing touch.
It's not like you're not like a one-shot scorer.
Yeah, no, not one-shot scorer, but they can create. And you have the finisher there too, Leon. He can score goals. And then Leon is on the power play. But I like the way Kapanen has been playing since he came back. So I'm glad he shut people up.
Nurse stays with Emerson, Wallman, and Stastny tonight. So.
I would. Like I said, I don't see why not. Obviously, I don't think they lost to Nashville because of the defense. I think the team was it was so effort, in my opinion. They were a little step behind the whole game. Nashville is playing much better than at the beginning of the season. They play at home. So it's a father's trip. All things play into it. But I'm expecting different team tonight against the Islanders. You're back home. There's no reason they shouldn't win.
Laddie, good show.
Yeah.
What's that, Zane?
Well, we're not playing home today.
And are you gonna say go Oilers go?
Yeah.
Good.
Let's go Oilers.
Yeah. Good job, bud.
Now you got to go shopping in the mall, Laddie?
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm gonna be the walk in the.
Well, maybe you can go. You stop down in first round for the farmhouse breakfast.
Well, I have to. Well, we're gonna do this, and then I have to go to Rogers.
Yeah.
I'm skating some of the injured players.
Come down. Come after to the room after.
I'm gonna say hi.
The alumni school.
I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, say hi to Max for me.
I'm gonna say hi, Max.
Okay.
Well,
bye, Zane.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later.
Okay,
Thanks, Laddie.
see you guys.
Good show, buddy. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne. 12 o'clock till 2, it is the lowdown with Alan Mitchell. 2 till 6, Jason Gregor drives us home with the Jason Gregor Show. We got the pregame show with Andrew Walker and Landon Ferrero and Donnie P till 7. Puck drop, Oilers and Islanders just after 7. Post-game show to follow. Fox Sports all night long. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 bells with Eddie Steele. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. You could win an NFL jersey on Sunday, a helmet or a jersey. Plus, you got the Pro Bowl brunch. It's only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters, First Round downtown, right here in the mall that has it all. First Round on Bourbon Street. Hey, thanks everyone for listening this morning. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for all the great texts. Really appreciate all the great interaction. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 bells to close out the week. Until then, here is the Duke.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game day for the Edmonton Oilers as they're back at home to take on the New York Islanders tonight from Rogers Place. Puck drop coming just after 7 o'clock. Pre-game coverage starting right here at 6 on Sports 1440. Reports from the morning skate have Curtis Lazar drawing back into the lineup. Andre Mangiapane taking a seat. Connor Ingram expected to start in the contest. 9 other games around the NHL, including Montreal in Buffalo. Sharks taking on the Capitals. Wild host the Jets. Canucks are in Columbus. Flames play Chicago and the nightcap. Mitch Marner going up against his former team as the Golden Knights host Toronto. Breaking news from earlier this morning as federal prosecutors have charged 20 people, including 15 former college basketball players in what's called a betting scheme to rig NCAA and Chinese Basketball Association games. 15 players, most recently Division I, as recently his 24-25 season. In the NBA tonight, 9 games total, including Detroit hosting Phoenix, OKC's in Houston. The Spurs go up against Milwaukee, Knicks in Golden State against the Warriors, and the Lakers close it out hosting the Charlotte Hornets. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440.